Opera. I find Opera's really, really good now.
I use Chrome.
I remember when
I
Opera
enjoy
was
Chrome.
really good back in the day.
It's nice now.
Opera's
It
out of
feels
date
exactly
now.
like Chrome, but it doesn't have the. I was having problems when I was running Chrome where it was fucking up my Windows sorting and it wasn't focusing on the windows I was trying to select. And when
Cosmic
I
K
went,
is playing Armored Warfare. Cosmic K just went live on Twitch. Oh my god.
I was promising people to, because people are upset that I don't stream Armored Warfare anymore.
Oh,
They get very upset. Why
Matt,
the
you gotta
fuck
be.
won't Chrome move into the right spot?
Matt, you gotta be streaming Armored Warfare. What's this shit?
You
God.
stream whatever the hell you
streaming
want to
Armored
stream.
Warfare in 2018. What are you? What kind of plebit are you?
Nerd? What are you, an absolute nerd?
What are you, an absolute masochist? All right, one second. I gotta restart my Chrome though. Much better.
First off, there are a lot of new stuff which we haven't covered. So, you got new games, you got the new update, which is pretty large. Should probably talk about that. I would say that we should probably cover any of the new games that sort of come out. I know there's been a lot of new information, especially about War Thunder's new update that a lot of people are getting pretty crazy about. And there's a big new theory that's coming around that's saying that with this latest
Tara,
update,
you've got a lot of background noise there, man. Like breathing noises or something.
Is that me or is it someone else?
I think it's you.
yeah.
Hold on. I'll try muting.
it felt like you were jogging to this corner store or something.
That sounds like something I would do.
No, like it was like the mic was hitting your shoulder while you were jogging, or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But with the new update for War Thunder, especially, they're releasing a new Dagger engine, which is like a big new engine for their game. And with that engine introduction, they're going to start adding faster than Mach 1 speeds. So a lot of people are predicting that this year's April Fool's event will be the introduction of Tier 6 jets. So that's faster than Mach 1 jets. That's like the F-1000, the MiG-23, stuff like that. So a lot of people are like, oh shit, modern jets finally going to start hitting the game. So look, that's definitely something that people are getting kind of hyped about.
Well, they're getting modern tanks, aren't they? So why not modern jets?
They're getting the Challenger 1 in game and the M1 Abrams. So, fuck, just keep going.
Yeah, they got I think it's the Magog is coming as well.
Yeah, that's also coming as well. The Magog 3.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Oh, Magog. Yeah, the Magog 3. It's like a tier 5 premium. Can I just say, this is like a really, really, really small issue, but I absolutely despise the new escape menu. Is that...
Yeah.
Does anyone else...
Does anyone like the new UI they've made? No, seriously. I can't find a single person who likes the new UI. Every single element that they've added over the 6 months... So many people hate it.
I don't.
I like it. It's a bit clean. It's just cleaner to me.
It's cleaner.
Which game are we talking about? Because I've lost track here.
What the hell is that profile thing? What the fuck?
The dossier? I like the dossier. It's just
Deviant's profile.
Oh yeah, that's because I got all the new vehicles, and that's what you get. It's a fucking animated GIF. It's awesome.
Oh, wow.
All right, I'm not going to lie. I like the fact that they made it animated. I think that actually gives a little bit of reason for people to...
I don't have that.
I am now...
I only got a 90.
Okay, so...
I'm going to change mine to the T90.
Which episode is this?
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Sure, I'll just start recording, but I can always edit it. What episode's this?
I don't know. What episode is it?
Let's have a look. Because... you know what? I should be keeping track of that, but I just haven't. I'm a bad. Don't be like that, Cosmic. It's all good. Let's go back a bit. Oh, this is episode 5. Okay. Awesome. So, we also haven't talked about Battalion Wars on the podcast either.
Oh, we haven't. That's true.
Okay, we got some shit to talk about here. Time Wars new update, Armored Warfare Assault. Apparently, Armored Warfare PS4 is growing, but only in Russia, and is having a lot of problems for PS4s.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that? It's pretty atrocious.
I didn't hear about how bad the launch went, but I'm not surprised. They did nothing.
No, it's not a launch, but what is happening is it's essentially bricking PS4s.
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
damaging them because of how poorly optimized it is.
That's back.
Yeah, it's not good when your game is literally destroying PS4s.
I don't know how the way that consoles are built, their heat management and stuff, there's no way that it's software is doing that. I highly doubt that.
Well, what's happening is it's doing a lot of very hard crashes. That's what a lot of people are saying. It's every time it crashes, it's not a soft crash. It's a hard crash straight back to the launcher, and people have been reporting beyond that after these crashes, they've been having a harder time keeping consistent frames in game. So that's why people are saying that it's a problem with the games hurting the console, which is doable. Like, yeah, it's it's more of a software thing, but you can definitely hurt hardware by having hard crashing games. It can happen.
Good. All right, cool. PvP or Glow? What do you want?
Whichever one's PvP. Populated. Is that? Oh, that's kind of populated. Okay, but kinda. Yes.
Well, I've just looked in the game. You on about those PS4 crashes?
Yeah, we'll just talk about.
Well, you remember when we had the the issue on PC when we had those crashes a few patches ago, didn't we? And they're just
still crashing. Just crashed.
Yeah, and they've just now gone to the PS4, isn't it? So they're getting shit we had.
That's because they just sort of moved over the old game files and put them on the PS4, changed around some stuff, and they literally didn't optimize.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't probably develop it, did they? They just copied and pasted it and just tweaked it for PS4.
I feel sorry for those PS4 players because that's really shitty. Like you're just getting the old files. You're not getting the new stuff. And you would think if they were going to do it, they would release it for 0.24 or 0.23 or whatever, but not like 2.2 or 2.1 or whatever they're on.
Yeah, no, it's pretty weird.
They go back to 0.18. The lucky
I'm
bastards.
glad I don't have console. That's what I was going to say.
Really quickly, boys. Welcome to the stream. Today we are playing Armored Warfare. For those who are unfamiliar with this game, Armored Warfare is a modern tank, like little shooter game where you play as tanks. Think of it a lot like, say, Conquest Mode in Battlefield, where everyone's just in vehicles. Everyone's only in that. You have capture points. You might have team deathmatch styles, different things like that. A bit like World of Tanks, except it's with modern vehicles. But yeah. That's just a little quick rundown for those who are unfamiliar with this, but might have seen me streaming other things. And let's go back to our little podcast and other fun.
Because in Australia, like you go to any sort of shopping center or a mall, and you will find 4 or 5 different game stores. Like, and then you have electronic shops which will just have games in them. Like,
we have to restart that.
Section where they'll have PS4s, Xbox Ones, they'll sell PC equipment, stuff like that. So, I don't know. I guess it's just sort of a way that different countries work on that.
Yeah, when I was in Poland, I went there and they had the same kind of, like they had consoles, but like there was actually like 2 full aisles, like really long aisles of PC games.
Ooh.
Like PC physical stuff you could actually buy.
Poland has its CD Projekt Red. You got to keep that in mind.
And CD Projekt Red.
Like PC gaming is a big thing in Poland, so that's like a very specialized kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I was in Krakow and like that stuff was expensive. Like I bought one of those little, what was it called? The Super Nintendo Mini, whatever.
Yeah, it was like it was
fairly expensive, but I think it wasn't much different because it was still like $200 and something in Canada, which translated to about the right amount of money, I guess.
Yeah. So I think from sort of there, it is very weird because I think it just comes down to different countries. I know in Australia, console gaming is quite popular, so we just have a lot of console stuff. If you walk into a shop, you're not going to find many PC games. You
Right.
still see them, like you'll still see PC games here and there because Australian internet be shitty and all. But
They
it's
want
just not
all
that
games to
common.
be digital downloads, so you can't resell anything.
Yeah,
You're
the
not
UK is
allowed PC games.
Yeah, UK is very similar. You go in some games was like HMV or Game, whatever the store is. You see all the console games, and you see like one maybe R of PC games, and all like the old games. All the new stuff is all digital now. So, or you
Yeah,
buy the
really?
case, and there's a digital code inside of it, and it's.
Yeah,
Like
they don't want you to be able to resell the game.
Like we
they
still
do not
have
want that.
like the new Call of Duty and the new Battlefield, like all the big AAA games are like physical discs in stores. Like I buy a few of my games in physical discs just because it's easier just for me to go over to the shopping center, buy it in physical disc, and then get some lunch and then head home and install it. Then just
You know the problem
downloading it.
here in the UK, we had that for the last couple of Call of Duties. You can get the disc version over here. Problem is, you install it via disc, but you can't activate it without going through Steam to activate it.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
you
play
can.
it. Then it downloads on fucking Steam, and it's like, hold on a minute, I just fucking installed it through the disc. Now I've got to re-download it
Hey,
on Steam.
Zapper.
You're not
So-
re-downloading it, you're just doing updates because the disc can't
Yeah.
hold everything.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. It's like,
Yeah.
it says it's downloading, but it's not. It's just whatever
Yeah.
you're transferring over.
You're
That takes
like-
even longer than the download.
You're basically getting the base files and then you have to download it all. It's
Yeah.
still shitty, but it's a
Oh,
All right.
sort of thing. One of the old Battlefields. Now that had the code in it, and that went straight to Origin, no problem, sort of thing. But obviously, when you have to actually download or install the base game, then for it to go through Steam and all that shit, that is a lot of time wasted. It's easier just to download it.
I've heard the
Oh.
new Origin is going to have a different system where you actually have to buy like crystals, and then you have to like spend the crystals to get like a loot box, and then you'll get like a
What?
random game instead of the one you actually want.
No.
But
Oh,
if
Are
you,
you on LSD?
I'm just serious here. If you put together like 5 games, then you actually get to pick the game that you want.
Oh my
if you
god,
burn 5
that's
games.
fucking
I don't think Origin's
ridiculous.
doing that anytime soon.
That sounds
Fuck, I
terrible.
hope so. That's hilarious. I
You
would
probably see you play do that before Origin.
Oh my
Holy
god.
That's,
You
that's
play
the
for
most
the new
cancerous
Far
thing I've
Cry.
ever heard of.
I would
Why?
love to see that just because of how fucking ridiculous that is. I want to see that in game.
That's so
I just want to see
ridiculous,
that.
man.
Yeah, but how funny. Yeah,
EA
you just
would love
mean people with. Oh, EA would love it because of how much money you have to put in to get a fucking game.
Yeah, no, but like, there's no way. That's actual cancer. There's no way they could get away with something like that.
You never know. You never know, though. There's idiots out there who are willing to spend thousands of dollars. So
There was some idiot that decided that they could sell a game for $80 and then put a loot box progression-based system into Star Wars at EA. So yeah,
Oh, yes.
they can't.
Yeah,
They
but
thought they
fixed
could
that fairly
put
quickly,
a
though, didn't they?
mobile-based
Yeah, they
progression
turned it
system
off.
into a premium $60, $80
Yeah,
game.
but they're
so
they're thinking
anything
of bringing it
possible
back.
here.
It's like it's fucking.
nah.
No,
Oh,
they're
no,
not bringing
well,
it back.
they're not bringing it
loot
back.
crate system, yeah, that loot crate system was for testing, and obviously it overlapped and went onto the live, and it should never went onto the live game.
Yeah.
That's a but.
They-
That's a
What they've said is that they originally released it with that. They didn't like it, and Disney was pushing back against it. So then they just said, "Oh shit." They removed it, and now they're like, "We're trying to see how we can balance what's already
Well,
there."
we got a Game Boys.
around
It
it.
only took us 6
Oh,
minutes.
But fuck, that's a big game though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
What game mode are
Top
you in?
tier.
PvP.
PvP.
I was in PvP earlier. I got a game 10v10 in about 40 seconds.
Yeah, but we're a platoon of 3. It's
Ah.
you gotta
We're
platoon
the bike
factors in.
squad.
The matchmaking with
We're
platoons is a
bike.
bit of a joke right now.
Let's go
The village
bike.
bicycles.
The village bicycles are here.
Oh god, it's the assault
We're
mode.
already up to like 13 people in the battalion because I've just been every stream. I just go like, "Hey guys, if you want to join the worst battalion on EU, come join us.
Yeah, Pace is like 70 people in queue and still waiting for a game. Fucking hell.
No, it's because we're in a platoon. They're like, how the fuck do we do this?
Oh, but still, there's a lot of people there, regardless, in that entire thing for the longest time. It was just absurd.
Yeah. I like that they put one of us in the top and both of us two are down at the bottom.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, Deviant
down here.
gets really upset he's not on top.
Yeah, I'm a power top, mate.
He throws a hissy fit, so, you know, we just go out and take one for the team.
You can't talk about that here on stream. You got to be.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Monka TOS.
Yeah, come on. That's.
This thing can go very R-rated very quickly.
Oh, not anymore. Just so you're aware, that stuff's trouble now. Not to mention, I now know a Twitch admin, and they haven't showed up on my stream yet, but I swear to God, if they do, I'll be terrified.
That's also like...
Oh god, that's the fucking thing.
Of course, the Buford pens me.
Okay, so with ridiculous pens, because I just got penned by an ATGM at a ridiculous angle. How do you guys feel about the new patch? The patch that was supposed to fix ATGMs, but really hasn't. I haven't seen a single reduction.
I mean,
in
honestly, at this point,
ATGM.
the only thing I care about really is whether or not I can get games, and it's worse than ever. So, hey.
Yeah, well, that's the NA server, and that's always going to be an issue.
Not just the NA server. The EU server isn't doing hot themselves.
But the EU server is still having problems, even at prime time.
Yeah, it all depends what game mode you're in.
Okay.
Obviously PvP,
yeah.
it's a different story, but that's the same no matter where. But obviously,
Well, PvE is fine on both on any server. You can
yeah, PvP.
But
so.
that PvE doesn't matter. It's not going to save the game. It's not going to make it, you know.
Well, you say that though, but no, it's like, okay, well, if there's only like a small percentage of Glops and PvP players, and everything else is PvE, and now the ones buying all those big bundles in the web store,
like,
what are they going to do?
And yet the game doesn't grow. Terror.
Can I just say one thing before we get into this very obvious trap, which somehow I don't even think I planted? Every single discussion that sort of comes up about game balance and the future of the game always comes back to PvP versus PvE. And I think that's sort of the big problem, is that we very easily distinguished ourselves into two separate groups. You're either a PvP player or you're a PvE player. And then there's, you know, the special unicorns who don't give a shit and play both modes. Which, you know, is actually quite a lot of people, because everyone has to sort of play that if they just want to play the game.
PvE, if you're a PvP player, is just a mode where you can go farm stuff for free, because it's like playing easy retard mode.
I've been playing a bit of PvP.
Everyone has an opinion.
I'm just going to quickly say this. On my last stream, I was trying to, for the majority of the stream, to try and complete Mission 3 on Legendary, on what's the harder difficulty, at Tier 9 and Tier 10.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, that was fucking tough. I never completed it throughout the entire stream. I could not get that third mission done. Even when we had, like, everyone was in 80 to use and I was in a Type 99A2 and we were all just fucking pushing our best out in the match, we still could not get it done. So, I don't know. I think PvE is definitely harder than a lot of people push it out to be. It can definitely have its moments. Of course, then there are moments where the enemy...
I guess my question is, so you're talking about the third mission in campaign.
And the campaign, yeah. Because I was trying to get the fourth one. Because
we're calling that Spec Ops.
Spec Ops, yeah.
So the thing about the Spec Ops is every single one of those has a very simple trick. If you get over that trick, then you're fine, and the rest of it's pretty easy. If you don't get over,
I've never
do that.
It all depends whether you're in a random team or in a full platoon, isn't it? If you're in a full platoon, it's easy, but if you're in a random team,
never in a platoon doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
like I used to not be in platoons,
so these are effectively raids, like in
on fighter, it's no problem. You can carry that no problem, but on insane, that's a different story though.
Insane is incredibly
I've only
tough.
played it on insane, so I don't even know what the whatever one is. But
fighter is like the easy mode.
Okay, well,
That's
I haven't done
easy.
that. The point
PvE is just
still
too
is that
random
it's-
though. Like calling something hard because they'll spawn 6 tanks behind you when you think you've
No,
cleared
I
an
don't
area
call that
already.
hard. I call
Like
that bullshit.
that's not hard. That's just stupid.
I think the only reason why I found it hard was because I think it could have just came down to teammates. I'm not going to say that AI spawning behind me is a good mechanic because it's not. It's a bullshit mechanic. I shouldn't have to clear out a whole bunch of shit and then have like 6 random enemies go ha ha ha. We came up from behind, even though you cleared it out, even though that would make no fucking sense.
And that's the problem about the Spec Ops is they all rely on some kind of little niche piece of bullshit, which is just utter crap every time. Okay, so
yeah, but
with the
it's one of those things that it's horses for courses. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it, like yourself. So it's a Marmite game.
But there's a question of both logic and good gameplay when you lose because this area where you were, where there were no enemies, suddenly all spawn and kill the thing that you're supposed to be protecting. That's dumb. Okay.
I think
you should have at least the ability to intercept them before they reach the thing that you're trying to protect. That's not what happens.
Yeah.
That's not how the game mechanic is done. There is a universal and objective truth of whether or not something is good or bad in this particular case. Having bullshit spawn and just start unloading on the thing that you're supposed to be protecting is bad gameplay and bad game design.
Well, once again, that's your opinion, though. You know, if you're one of these PvE fans, whatever, then you like it because you're used to that sort of thing. If you're a PvP and you don't do the PvE,
Well, seriously,
you
though,
don't-
if
you
you're
don't like it.
PvE,
Come on,
whether
dude.
you're PvE or you're not, like if you like it when you have 3 tanks spawn behind you and you get insta killed, or you instantly take like 2,000 damage, you think that's great?
don't show your ass. It's not.
You
If
can-
you know
you
where
can-
the spawn points
Oh, what do you mean
are,
don't show your ass? It
I-
doesn't
I'm-
matter if
listen,
if
what
they
I'm saying
spawn
is,
3
can I
tanks
just
behind
say-
you, they
can I
spawn
just say-
3
you
can I
tanks
know
just
where
behind
they
you.
spawn, then you
Can I
know
just
where
say
not to
that
go.
My
So they don't
problem
spawn
with
behind you.
the design of it has nothing. It's not completely just down to the fact they have spawned behind you. Because even in that third mission, there are places where you can put yourself where they will not spawn behind you. Like it's in the last part of that mission where you got that one cap on the island, you can just sort of drive up the hill a bit and you're sort of protected from your rear and just got to sort of shake your front at the enemy. You still die because ATGMs be overpowered. But the problem I have with it is the whole idea of you are in a group of randoms. Now you have to protect 2 caps, and that second cap is within a spitting distance of the enemy team. And yeah, you could say, well, set up people, but doesn't that cap rotate? Isn't there 3 set positions where that cap will be? And that's
All I
really
will
hard.
say
when
is
a bunch of
Devin,
enemies are
there's
so
one,
straight
there's
up.
one thing here that you're forgetting. Spec
Mhm.
Up is designed for team play, for platoons, not for you to go in random. So if you go in randoms,
but
it's random.
then
So
why-
if you're in
then
a
why
5-man
allow it?
platoon, it's a lot
Yeah.
easier.
Then why
That's the
even
whole point
allow
of
it?
It's a game mode, and it's something different at the time. And you probably find they're going to expand more on that.
I will go ahead and I will
then,
actually I
well-
will agree on the notion that this is basically it's a boss raid kind of thing where you're supposed
yeah.
to go in with a group. That's just how you're supposed to do
Yeah.
it. That's just straight up, and that's fine. I think that's actually there's plenty of games which utilize these kind of mechanics, and I think those kind of mechanics can be exciting and interesting because there is your potential power between a coordinated team versus a uncoordinated team is very different, and the things that you could do are very different. So I think giving us a difficulty or something that's from the ground designed for that is perfectly fine. My issue is the way that they have utilized that is in ways which are not interesting. Because once you get over that little one thing, then it's easy. It really becomes fairly easy.
Yeah, I agree with that to a degree. You know, on the fighter, yeah, definitely. On insane, it can be a bit tricky. Depends on the quality of the platoon. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you, but at the same time, you know, it's one of those things. You just got grin and bear it, isn't it? You know, you say about people about these bots spawning behind you, and that, but guess what? First-person shooters, they spawn behind you all the time and shoot you in the back on the go, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be Battlefield, whether it be COD. So if you're used to that, then doing this game, it's no different.
People universally across the board hate that.
Yeah,
that's always
so
bullshit.
Also
spawn in and
now,
get spawn killed by a guy who happened to have spawned behind you. That's
Like,
me
I won't-
personally.
If you
like,
do
I
first
won't
person shooters,
disagree.
you're so used to it, you're immune to it.
No, after playing just metric shit tons of Battlefield 1 recently, it's a fun game. I have to say, I do disagree, Terra. Like, when I spawn in or when people spawn in behind me, I hate it. But the thing is, it's a difference between an FPS game where 2 to 3 shots put them down, and then this tank game where you have to wait like 9 seconds between reloads and you're having to put 4 or 5 shots into a
It's also
tank.
not
And
the
you're,
same because you have
and
tickets and
it's
you
not,
can
yeah,
die and you can come back to life over and over and over again. When you
I
die in
get that.
PvE,
it's
you
just
get like
different.
Yeah, obviously it's a different
It's not the
scenario,
same.
but it's a completely different scenario. I agree. What I'm saying though is that for me personally, I'm used to being people swarming behind me and shooting me in the back, sort of thing. So waiting to reload doesn't bother me now. I'm used to it, so I don't let it get to me, sort of thing. So I just
Yeah,
get
but
on.
when you're
But the difference
the
here
last alive,
is
it's very annoying.
Yeah,
the
I know it
difference.
can be. It depends on your attitude towards it. You know, whether you just want to get frustrated and just smash the computer up and say "fuck" bah, bah, bah," because you got shot from behind. But I used to do that all the time with first-person shooters when it kept spawning behind me and just one shot me, double tap the back of the head or sniper from the behind, whatever. You know, that was always bloody annoying, sort of thing. But now it gets to the stage, well, fuck, you just get on with it, just respawn, do whatever. Obviously,
I care a lot
Don't
less when I can
because you
respawn
only
over and over
have
again.
1 or 2 lives in PvE, first of all. Second of all,
Yeah,
at that
it's not the same.
point, it's quite often that you're going to have to redo a 10-15 minute mission, which is very different from having a 15-second, 10-second respawn
yeah,
timer,
yeah,
at which
that was
point
not.
you are
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
I get that. That wasn't what I was referring to. I was referring to just the point of them spawning behind you. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
like,
used to. As for everything else, that's a different story altogether. But it's just about the spawning behind bit.
like
Okay,
I
but
understand you,
the entire point is that
but
as a whole, you can't take it completely out of context that, well, maybe spawning behind you isn't that bad. Well, it's going to be bad because of the context, because of the fact that that means you have to redo, you're going to lose 10, 15 minutes, and it's not something that you can genuinely go ahead and prevent. It's not something that you have control over. So it's from that
But
kind
I
of
think,
perspective that
yeah,
it
I
is.
know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But if you're grinding your tanks out, or you're just going to do it anyway, you're just going to redo it anyway. And if you got to do it the chapter 3 or
Oh.
chapter 4 again, you're just going to redo it. Sort of thing. Some people are like that. Then other people, they're just going to rage quit after if they lose one battle, because they didn't like something or whatever. So it's horses for courses. It's just one of those things. You've got to bear in mind. You know what Spec Ops is. You know what you could expect, and if you don't like it, the simple answer is don't play it because you know what to expect. Now you can't guarantee
Okay,
everything's going to
but
go your
Terror, when you
way.
go ahead and create gameplay, when you create game modes and content which lots of people find frustrating and dislike, you're not going to do yourself a favor. This
Okay,
isn't fucking
all right.
World of Tanks where they can go ahead and say fuck you, take it or else. This is Armored Warfare.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying fuck you,
Yeah, I know what you're saying,
MyCom and
but-
Mail.ru. We're taking our money elsewhere. That's
Let
what
me
it
put it
is.
this way. Spec Ops was designed for as a PVE element for PVE players, sort of thing. You are a PvP player. Think of it that way. So you're not liking it in that sense, but a lot of the other PVEers,
it's
they like
that's
it.
not what
They
it
just
that's
get on
but
with
but that's sort of not what he's saying, and he's
I
not
know what you're
saying that he
saying, but-
hates it either. Like,
Yeah.
we at least, I think we can at least generally say that it's a good idea. It's a great game mode, especially for myself. I personally really like it. It's just that there are some
Terror,
design
your mic is like
decisions.
seriously.
Yeah, I can't help the microphone now. It doesn't allow me to push talk in this stupid hangout thing. But all I'm saying is though, I agree with what you're saying. It does need a few tweaks, but in general, it's good. And for the majority of players who play PVE, they just grind it and they just do chapter 1 to 4, and then they'll redo it 1 to 4 again, then go on to normal PVE or Glops, whatever, then go back to chapter 1 to 4 again. And then they don't give a shit. They just keep going and going and going because they're grinding or doing whatever they're doing.
Actually,
They just get on with it.
I have
Most
not
people
played chapter 4 yet. Is it any good?
Yeah,
Like,
I like it. On Insane, it's fucking difficult. And you thought chapter
Oh,
3
really?
was fucked up. That is even a lot more extreme. You really do need a strong platoon for that, like 4 Chalies and a Sphinx
you
probably.
have exactly one. You have your usual one little hard trick, and that is that a bunch of tanks spawn on a cap point, and they're trying to cap. You have to like withstand or keep it reset for like 30 seconds or something like that. Once you're past that, it's
God.
not that bad. It's just that one specific thing that is a bit of a pain. So just go in some
I think it
shadows,
also
keep
depends whether you're
setting
trying to do
people.
like the hidden achievements or the other achievements as well. If you're trying to do
Hidden
them, then that's a
achievement, you
bit
just
more
go out
pain.
and
But
take
if you just want to
Eric.
get through it, then it's a lot easier.
I was doing this as a go for hidden achievements. We ended up losing that, however, because the game totally glitched out in 5 minutes. We were looking for a tank, which stopped the entire progression of the game. At which point, we ended up running out of time to finish capturing the last objective.
So that's probably a bug then, or some issue then. So report it; they'll fix it if they know about it. But you can't help that. You know, if it's a bug like that, then obviously they'll have to fix it. But it's just
Certainly.
one of those things, ain't it? You know, it's. No, I understand what you're saying, but if there is a bug, then obviously there's none of us can do about it. You have to wait for them to fix it, then you can do it properly.
No.
But it's just one of those things. Sadly, you can't expect everything to be perfect, and obviously, the other thing is that obviously
Terror,
we got the patch
okay.
before. Oh, you
Obviously, you can't expect everything to be perfect, but
Yeah.
it's when literally everything is broken consistently. When we're talking about the inverse, where it's an exception to the rule when something's working properly, and that is the state of reality of Modern Warfare. So,
well, put it this way, we had the patch before the
to
Russians had the patch. So
Wait, we did? That's crazy.
that's strange.
yeah. Well, it is, and I think they took the gamble, and it backfired on them. Hence, why they've had these issues. We had that rubber banding issue as well.
Oh god,
which
that
they
was so
fixed.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
They fixed that, but mind you, they did fix that within a day, so that's not too bad. Or within
Yeah, they fixed it pretty quick.
Yeah, which is good because on the Friday was a Russian public holiday, so they had no choice but to fix it. But I think they took the gamble, and I think really, Russia should have the patch first. They get all these bugs, then they realize what they are. Then we get it a week or 2 weeks later with all the fixes.
And I'm fine with that.
That's what it used to be. It used to be that way, but now it's like,
Yeah.
if we get it at the same time, which is a bit fucked up.
Well,
Really.
now we got a smaller group of playtesters here.
Yeah. And also, it also comes back down to another thing. I was talking in my Discord not too like a little bit ago. We were talking about how balance works in this game and how balance works in a lot of these sort of games. And I think one of the big points that people need to sort of realize is that they balance they balance from the Russian server. They don't balance from the EUNA, even though they probably should. And that leads to a lot of really bad imbalancing, which has occurred definitely in this patch. Like, I will say this patch is probably some of the worst tank balance I've seen. Buffing the Russian tanks to the point where I'm like, why are they still getting buffed?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
Well,
like heavily
that's
nerfing
absurd.
the challengers. And I think that sort of comes back down to a big question is, how do we feel about this patch? Because this patch, like, I don't think any of you guys have really set in stone exactly how you feel about it. And if you change, you change. But I would say personally for myself, from my position, I feel like this patch is definitely a bit more on the why was this sort of done in the way that it was done side. Like, why have some of these nerfs? Why do some of this changing?
Well,
because it
they
wasn't always
did-
needed.
So
They
there's a couple
slowed
things
what
that
did they
they've
do? They
done.
slowed down the turrets on the Challenger, and they gave them a lot more hit points.
They
did the
didn't
same thing.
lose the speed up though, did they? So they're still just as slow. But no, that little touch first. I've played the Charlie tier 10 a few times now, and to be honest, I've not really noticed it because the time you've got your retros or your crew perks on whatever turret speed, whatever, you don't notice it. To be honest with you, with the turret first, but.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there's a
that's
couple
just me,
things
though.
I want to.
I don't like driving the Challenger, so it doesn't bother me.
I definitely
Challenger-
noticed the slower mobility.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. The Challengers have been weak. They've been weak in the past couple of patches. ATDU specifically. I really...
Oh, God, yeah.
And the problem about it was the fact that the Challenger's entire meta was supposed to be they are the armored one, the heaviest armored one. But that always swung between either they don't have any frontal weak points, and that makes them a little bit too good, or, yeah, they have frontal weak points, but so does everything else, and it's not that much harder to hit. So, it's not... It doesn't have that
I think they should have
differential
just given
while
them weak
having...
spots, but give them a lot more hit points. So they have staying power, they can tank power.
Well, yeah,
The
that's
problem
what
is that you
that's
can
what I
give
like
saying-
about it, that they
You
give
can
it
give
staying
tanks more
power
hit
through
points.
HP.
Sorry.
Yeah, but that
I'll say-
doesn't always work. Like, just saying we now have more HP does not say you now have more staying power, because it just means I
Not
have
being
to put in
funny,
one
but
or
you
two
can
more
give
HP
the
ammo.
challenger 5,000 hit points, but 80 GMs
Yeah.
will rip a fucking part if you
80
hit
GMs
them
are
properly.
nuts.
You know,
They
so
need it.
it's
That's-
stupid.
As long as the armor profile is similar to other MBTs, then it should comparatively be better. Or at least have more
All
staying
the
power
time.
than other MBTs. Whether or not
Let's-
ACGMs are overpowered at the moment and can just rip apart all. Oh, God.
Let's be honest, they probably could do. No, if that's based on the EU side of things or NA side of things, you know, the balances of these vehicles will be completely different. You know, and let's face it, you know, AW probably could do with a complete overhaul in that sense of balancing and what direction they want these tanks to do. And this, oh, British are heavy, they got armor, okay, but they can't move
What
from
the
A to B. So
fuck?
no, they need to rebalance things, make things a little bit more realistic, but not
We're
obviously
surrounded,
with
by the way,
balance
guys.
in mind. But
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, you can't have all the tanks feeling exactly the same. It's just too samey after that. Like if all the tanks
Yeah.
feel the same, then
yeah.
it's like real
yeah,
in
I
real life.
agree,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I think they do
all
need a
the
bit of a
tanks do
balance.
feel the same and all kind of look the same. Like the Type 99 looks a lot like the T90 MS, looks a lot like the Challenger, and a lot like the Abrams, and a lot like the Korean Black Panther, and like
I think, like, one of the big things that it sort of comes back down to is that definitely in the past, I think one of the biggest problems that a lot of people had with the game, and this was definitely one of my problems I had with the game, is that the game felt incredibly similar between main battle tanks. Like, a main battle tank felt like a main battle tank no matter what main battle tank you picked up. And then they try to change it, but they're in a sort of a cyclical motion. They're just going back to where they were before, especially with some of the balance changes. It just doesn't feel like you're moving anyway, just feeling like we're going in a circle. So I think they need to do a big shake up and just try and say, if we're going to do this, we're going to stick with it. And instead of going, oh, we went really far this way, now we're going to go back this way, then we're going to go back that way. And
I agree with you that, Cage. No, I've got no issue with that. I completely 100% agree with that. You know, it's like, but you look at the other tank games, they tried to do the same thing. Oh, this nation's got to play this way, this nation's got to play that way, blah blah blah.
and that's
AW
sort of fine, though.
but if AW should be so much different, you know, because if they had a bit more real life parameters to these tanks, let's face it, some of these tanks would not get penned by a lot of these other MBTs. Let's be honest.
Like, I'm not
No.
saying don't, like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying make them like the real life, because then you would have
No,
vehicles
no,
just
definitely
sitting there being invincible to everything. No, like, what I'm saying though is give them a play style and continue with that play style. Don't just give them a play style for one patch, then give them a play style for another
The
patch.
problem is though, you can give them a
And
play style,
it's
but
not-
will the players play into that play style? And that's the snag right now. A
that's
lot
up
of
to the-
players aren't
that's up
playing the
to the
tanks.
players.
That's up to the players. Like, if
Yeah,
someone
that's up
takes
to
a
the
Challenger
players.
2 and charges it at the enemy, they're going to die, but fuck, they played it the way
Not
they wanted to
necessarily.
play. But they're
You
not-
could
oh,
go ahead and play it. You could play
like,
against that.
the
but
thing, the thing
problem
is that
is-
for the most part, players will generally play it to the play style that they get, and that's sort of the thing. Is like, yeah, some players will go out and do shitty, crazy stuff, but the general player base will play it to the way that it generally always plays.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then again,
for
the
the most part,
problem,
yeah.
the big problem about the fact that the Russian MBTs, especially lower tier MBTs, got turret traverse speed improvements across the board is the fact that that was the play style there. That was the one disadvantage those tanks had, was that they were great overall, but they had one specific weak spot, one specific weak point in their entire characteristics, and that was the turret traverse. And
Yeah.
Russian players all apparently, the only thing that could make sense here is that they all complained about it, and now the one weak spot about the one trade-off that you had for all this other superior characteristics has been removed, and that makes zero sense. Equally, it doesn't
So
make
we
sense
have
why
an-
the turret
so basically
traverse
we've
and
got a
all
bit
the
of
challenges
Russian
cannot
bias
leak from
going
this
on.
without being talked
weak
over.
from the sides, and
Please.
they have garbage gun depression. Like there's lots of weak spots in the Russian vehicles still.
All I would say is that
Let's
they're-
jump
they're-
down lower tier.
Yeah, we'll jump down low tier. But all I'm saying is that they are touching the wrong parts of the Russian vehicles. If they want to make them weaker, don't start trying to buff their maneuverability. Don't start trying to touch that stuff that doesn't need to be touched. It's completely fine where it's at. I
Deviant,
would say
Canada.
if Yeah. Moving down right now. I just forgot to unready.
Well, why don't they just keep their Russian balances or Russian bias on the Russian server and have a different balance for the tanks on the
Yeah,
EUNA
no,
server?
no, that is a
they
bad
could easily
idea.
do that, couldn't they?
That is
What, doing a
that would
balance?
become a
No,
nightmare immediately.
I'm actually going to agree with Terra here. Do balancing for the servers because each server plays differently. I don't think he's saying have Russians bias all over the RU server. I think what he's trying to say is like have balance for specific servers. Don't have random crazy balance that doesn't actually work.
Hold on a second.
Oh god. That background noise.
Yo, we can't have that there.
That is crazy.
I think it's just one of those things. There definitely needs to be a balance change or a tweak here and there. But obviously, this what they've done in 0.24 could be a first step, and in the next patch, they may rebalance a load of other vehicles, whatever. So it could just be a stepping stone for more balances, whatever, so they can get to where they want instead of just doing it in one big patch. So they see the feedback, see the stats, and everything else, and see whether they can continue with that move or change what they've done. So this is once again, it's the roadmap. We don't know the roadmap. They know what they're doing, but we don't know what they're doing, and this is the snag. We don't know what the general plan is or which way they're going, or why. And obviously, they're not going to tell us that, And I don't think we can ask them till we're blue in the face, and they're not going to answer us. So I think this is one of the main issues right now. Now we don't know why they're doing things, so we're speculating it's this, and that. And we could all be completely wrong and not thought of why they're doing this. But it's just one of these things, isn't it? We can be bickering at each other and getting each other's face about, oh, you agree with this, I think this, and then a day we can say, ha, we're laughing at you because we're actually doing this that none of us have thought of. So it's one of these snags, isn't it? We just don't know what's what in the world of MalRU or the development team or what the team's doing. We are only speculating on what we think what might or might not, in essence, aren't we? So it's one of these issues. We need to know what's going on, why they're doing things, but we just don't have that information, do we? So
no, and that I don't think they're liable at any point to really just start saying this is what we're doing in the future. This is all of our future balancing plans.
I think a cold day in hell may come over first.
Which at least with
and Peso 6 is an MPT. Oh man. Well, we got a game, so there we go.
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
Was that a little bit quicker this time getting the game?
Yeah, like 2 minutes instead of 10.
Oh, not too bad then.
But all I can really say is that 15. All I can really say though is that they definitely do need to reevaluate how they do their balancing policy, because you can't just have one server balancing for all the servers when every server plays differently. Like EUNA play close enough the same where you could say, yeah, we'll generally do the balance between these two servers similar because they play the same. But Russian server players do not play the same in any way as an EU server player. So
completely different play styles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just completely different play styles.
But
you look how the Europeans...
Why should the developers spend more time splitting their time more so trying to figure out what the balance is of how people play and balancing for how people playing, as opposed to going ahead and having something that is objectively balanced? If people are playing something wrong, then they're playing it wrong. That's up to the players to figure out.
But here's the thing, is that the problem is because the developers generally grab their balance only from one server, and that server is RU. And on the RU server, they play the challenges like rolling death balls that charge straight into the enemy line, being fucking invincible and taking hits in there, and that's why they reduce their mobility, and that's why they buff their health. So they could still sort of do that, but they're not going to be as mobile. And the Russian server players can't, for some reason, handle the T-Series, so that's why they buff their mobility. And the thing is that is completely different than on the NAEU. Like here, the Russian server tanks are very, very powerful. Like Russian tanks are very powerful, and challenger vehicles are very immobile and very slow. And while I'm saying that it's good that the developers have a focus, I don't know, maybe grab like another small dev team to just sort of grab the overall patch and say, hey, these things here, they need to be changed in this way, and then do that. Or maybe you have like a QA team that says, on the
I
NAE
can't
server,
condone
it's sort of
the
like
developers
this.
going ahead and splitting their development efforts any more so than they already have. They have a PS4 team, they have an Xbox team, they have a mobile team, they have a PC team. If we're going to go ahead and split
Mobile
that
team would be
PC
different.
team,
The mobile team would be different. So would the PS4 and
Yeah, they're all completely
Xbox.
different
There will be
development
different
teams.
It would just be the PC team working on the PC. So it's not the same development team for everyone.
yeah, I
So I would
understand that. My point is that they have certain amount of funding in general, and they're not giving enough funding in order to make any of these particular games or versions of Armored Warfare successful. Not a single one is wildly successful to a comparable degree of War Thunder or Armored Warfare, or World of Tanks.
I think it also what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but what they can do is say, well, this is what we're bringing out on the RU server, for example, these changes, but we're not going to implement these balance changes, whatever, for the EU NA server patch. So they can, it's easy add or subtract, ain't it? So they can easily do that. Just don't give it to us.
It's easy when you give a simple example like that, but eventually you're going to build up differences and changes, which will become extraordinarily challenging to go ahead and maintain.
True. Yeah, I fully agree with that. You know, it's easier said than done. I know that, but I think sometimes, perhaps maybe some people in the development team or maybe whoever, they're just overthinking it, maybe, and they're not. Perhaps they need to think more simplicity than, oh, let's try to make it like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and do this. When really, it's right. They should be just opening their eyes what's in front of them instead of trying to change things that don't need to be changed or whatever, just because they want to appease a certain player base on a certain server. But it's, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just one of these stupid things that probably could do a complete overhaul, but they're not going to do that. They're just going to tweak it here and there and keep doing it. So, yeah.
Mate, is there anything you do about that music in the background? Because that's...
No, I can't help that. Let me just turn it down a bit, but I need something in the background here, because the dogs will go fucking bar me if I don't have music on in the background. There's no music, they bark their fucking heads off. So, I do apologise. Didn't realize it was that loud.
But I think this is going to be a hill that I'll probably still sort of die on. Like, I understand the points that you're making, Cosmic. Like, they need to be focusing their development. They need to sort of be they don't have the overall resources to continuously keep doing those sort of balance changes, but it just sort of needs to be done. I feel like we're in a sort of position now where it just sort of needs to be done, because players are getting more and more annoyed with the current state of the game, because development is just sort of not going the way that it should be, I guess is the best sort of word I can say. Like, NAEU is just different than RU, and they need to have a different balance between the two. They can't just keep focusing and saying, RU is the only way that we're going to balance this, because it just can't keep going like that. And it's annoying players. It's annoying me as well, personally.
I think it's annoying everybody, isn't it?
They've made 3 different profiles for different areas of the world. I've never seen that in development ever.
Well, it's wishful thinking on our part, then, to a degree.
And
but...
from a development standpoint, for anyone supporting the game, like YouTube-wise and stuff, like, you've suddenly got like a console team that doesn't have the same stats for the tanks as the PC players when you're watching videos on the internet, and everything's all different. It's like, yeah,
that creates...
good luck on that.
Especially, at least with the PS3, or excuse me, PS4, Xbox versions, and mobile versions, it's obvious that that it's not the same. Like with that, otherwise that becomes quite an issue there.
Yeah. I will also say that what they could be doing, instead of splitting development and having each server be different, what if you actually had like a representatives of the EU and NA who understand? They have to understand it. They can't just have some random bloody Joe on the street just go like, I'm representing the EU and NA servers. No, you actually have someone who knows the game, who plays the game, who understands the problems with the balance, to go on, talk with the developers and say, so this is the perspective that EUNA players have on these vehicles. And then they can take the perspective that the RU version players have and just see what each people think about these vehicles and then balance it like that. then we can actually come to a nice compromise instead of just having one server getting the way that they want and everyone else
They've
having
done
to just...
that before, and they do not
doesn't
appear
look like
to be interested. They used to do that. They used to do that.
It doesn't seem like it, though.
Well, they've stopped. They've stopped for
I know
a
they.
year
I know
and a
they
half.
listen to the feedback, a lot of feedback from the EU side of things, because they do get a lot of good feedback from the EU. But what they do with that feedback is another matter as to when it comes to balance. I suppose it depends once again what direction are they going to go in. Because if they want to swap and change their minds, whatever they're going to be doing, from one thing to another sort of thing, they could be thinking, well, we want to do this, we want to do this. Well, both servers may hate what we're doing, but guess what? We're going to do this, and like it or love it. We once again, we don't know what's going on, so it's one of these difficult things to talk about.
It's just contributing to the decline of the game.
To a degree, maybe for some people. Other people are just going to play it until it goes or until it succeeds. So it's just every player is different.
You have to. Success doesn't accidentally happen. You have to take steps in order to go ahead and make success happen. You don't happen upon it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but obviously this bit may be a bit iffy. But whilst it's in beta, they can do whatever the fuck they want with it, and they can change it around and yo-yo with it as much as they like. When it goes live, then they are so fucking limited as to what they can do. Whilst it's in this beta process, they can change whatever direction they want to go in as many times as they like.
That's sort of
every game is an eternal beta though these days.
That's very much traditional game thinking. Like originally, when a game came out, you were stuck. You were stuck with that game. You could do some balance changes here and there, with your DLC releases. But what you could do to that game after it's been released is very low. In this modern day, a game is in perpetual beta. It's always changing. There's always a patch that can just fix things and balance things. So just saying it is always going to be is just sort of wrong.
But I suppose it's just one of those things. I suppose it's their get out of jail clause, isn't it? It's a beta, and that's why they can look at it and say, well, no, it could be not. And I'm saying it's going to be their excuse, but you know what I'm saying, though. It's going to be one of those things. Well, whilst it's in beta, you are an open beta tester. We are testing. It's not live, and this is what they can come up with.
There's nothing wrong with that. So. There's games which are barely even out, but still have better information out about their roadmap.
I agree with that, but our problem is I think the reason why you're not seeing a roadmap is because of some of this, a lot of the salts, shall we say, or crap on the forums, and they just don't want to get railroaded with a shitload of people giving them a load of abuse, and they just don't want it. So therefore, don't tell nobody. They can't do nothing about it. They can't get a headache.
You guys have heard of Escape from Tarkov, yeah? I've talked about it before on the podcast.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of streams.
I like one thing that they sent me. It was maybe like a week or two ago because I'm in their beta program. I was in their alpha program. I like that game a lot. And one of the things that they sent to everyone who was in the beta program and in the alpha program was an email at the start of the year or the start of the quarter saying, this is our roadmap for the year. It is subject to change, but this is what we're going to do. It's not on the forums. It's not here or there. It's just an email. And you can see it if you want. You don't have to. And I feel like if at the beginning of a quarter, or if at the beginning of a year, they just said, here is our roadmap and send it through an email, that would help people and just say, this is where we're looking at going. It's subject to change. It's always going to be subject to change. Just accept that. But this is where we're looking at going. And that can get people excited. That can get people going, okay, well, there's some pretty crazy shit there happening in the future. I can't wait. And at least now we know what's happening.
Yeah, I've actually said something like that to a few people within the higher ups, shall we say, and the response I gave you about, well, we don't really want to have to get all the shit back, feedback, and everything else from it because things are so in flux. We can change. We may completely change at the last minute or change this, that, and the other, and everything that goes in an email may get completely wiped out and for something completely different.
And just say it's subject to change. And if you do it each quarter, you can sort of see the idea of how the development's going. And it's just an email. It's not like you're having to constantly keep replying to everyone. You just send one bulk email, you're done. So
there is no good reason to not do it.
Yeah, there's no good reason.
Other successful, depends on other seriously more successful game companies have done this.
I think, I know, I agree with what you're saying. I agree they should do something like this. However, I think it's down to the individuals behind the scenes who deal with that side of things, whether they've got so much work to do. Last thing they need to do is fuck around, sending click on multiple emails and writing out a page for an email when they're so snowed under and undermanned as it is. And it just puts more pressure and effort on their end. But
are you saying that an email is too much for a publisher to do? That is the most basic form of advertising, man.
Okay, but who writes it? Who sends it?
Whoever writes those articles that go up on the forums, just don't get them to write.
Okay, but how much work do they do and snowed under with work as it is?
I don't know, because we have no clue.
I know the individuals, and I can tell you now, they are
that is
snowed
the most
under with
unreasonable
work.
thing I've ever heard here, man.
They need people working behind the scenes, but they
I'm
don't
a one-man
have it.
development team making my own Pixel Panzers game, and I have time to do all of my own Instagramming, all of my own everything, and that's a cop-out for a multi-million-dollar company like MailRU. That's bullshit. Sorry.
It's not MailRU though who would be doing it. That'd be my.com.
It's MyCom, and it's still bullshit because it's a multi-million-dollar investment. If they can't go ahead and have someone write an email about their multi-million-dollar investment, then they're lost, truly.
Yeah, then they have literally...
Like, seriously,
or it's down to... Or they want to do it, but it could be just be the individuals behind the scenes. They just don't want to do it, maybe, and it's not my comment. Remember, it's just down to the individual. But
what are you saying, man? Like,
it could be anything. We don't know. They've said I've already asked them about the emails and roadmaps. I've asked them directly, and my answer, reply was no. And we've given some of the reasons I've stated here, like, no, they don't want the negativity feedback, they've got enough shit to deal with, they don't need any more, sort of thing.
Well, then they shouldn't be surprised that what players are saying to them as to, oh, should I play this, to them going in and saying, hey, come play our game, is no. Like, come on.
No.
If they can't put in the effort for an email to explain their thinking, why should people put in their time?
Or perhaps they want to do it. Maybe they want to do it, but maybe it's the bosses above them in RU side of things that says no. No, we don't know. You know, I can only go by what I'm told and what I can and can't say here. But it may not be my com side of things. It could be MailRU side of things. Nobody knows for sure. I can only give you the answers, the rough answers I'm given. You know, and I can't really go too into detail with it. But you know, I have asked for a roadmap. I asked for an email, and I've asked. The answer was no, we can't do it for lip reasons. So.
Oh, didn't they say not too long ago that they were looking at maybe redoing the forums or something like that? Was that a thing?
I heard that a long time ago from Silent Stalker. He told me that the forums were going to get updated or replaced because I was complaining about some things being utterly broken, and then he's like, "Oh, but it'll be fine because they're going to get replaced," and then they never got replaced. And he told me like what happened months ago.
I think that was the plan. I think it still is the plan, but they've had a few drawbacks and a few setbacks, and they've had other priorities overtake it, succeed it, and it's probably got lost in the shuffle. If I'm honest,
that's understandable. Like that's the thing that's completely understandable. It's just the forums, and you know what you were saying just a bit before that they didn't like negative feedback from it. Once again, understandable. You don't want to have low morale in the company, or people when you just read people saying crazy random bullshit, but you know it's just a part and parcel of having a company. You've got to have to sort of expect negative feedback. So
furthermore, if you're going to get negative feedback on what you're planning to do, you're still going to get that same negative feedback once you go ahead and implement it. If anything, you might be able to save yourself a headache figuring out, oh wait, everyone's going to hate this, and we thought everyone was going to love this.
So let's not implement it.
Let's maybe not spend a lot of money and time.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying here. No, I agree. No, there does need to be a roadmap. We do need something that it builds hype up and everything else. But you know, it's whatever they want to do at the end of the day, if they're saying it's no for whatever reason, it's no. Simple as that. Now we can say, well, this is why they should do it. They may agree with it, but they just may not want to do it, or maybe people above their pay grade that says no. We don't know. No, as far as I know, they're not going to do it. That could all change. Next week, next. Okay, we've had a change of heart. We're going to do this. Nobody knows. This is the problem. No, it's no good.
No one
argument.
who's responsible.
I agree with what you're saying.
There's not a single person that we EU NA players can go out and say, hey, we want to talk to you and say that this is what we think, this is how we feel. There's not a single person.
Well, when was the last time they did a fireside chat on a live stream? I think.
Oh, fireside chats! I remember those.
Oh, come on. No, that's over with. Sorry. So you're not gonna. No, and if they did something like that, no, it's gonna be one of the CMs, sort of thing, and they can take notes down, but they probably already know it, and
they don't have power because they aren't a game master. They aren't a developer.
Yeah, but if you had a game master, they can take notes down of everything we say, and they say, oh yes, you're saying all the same stuff we've seen on the forums, we've passed it along, and okay, then it just gets put on the to-do list, or or that bit of paper that's all those notes written on, just gets lost and collects dust.
But I think we should have someone that we should be able to effectively go to and say, hey, these are our opinions, these are our ideas on this. Can we get this sort of passed on to the developers? But we don't have that level of chat. Like with World of Tanks and War Thunder, you can actually talk to people like that who will pass on your ideas to the developers. And yeah, they might not listen to you 100% of the time, but you can still pass on your ideas. So I feel like they have to implement that at some point.
Having been around World of Tanks for quite a while, they do not give a living shit about
yeah,
what
even still, it's still sort of gets your point across.
You can go and say you're taking feedback just to make someone feel good, but it's total horse shit.
Yeah, with Wargaming it is. Trust me, that is, because I used to do some work for them. But we'll say this, with the new hub, a feedback hub Armored Warfare Scott, no, that does go directly to a lot of the head honchos, not necessarily Russia, but, it goes to, people who read it, and they do take notes of the feedback and everything else, seems to do the bugs, and that actually does get made into a list, and that does actually get passed on. And that's the best way of doing it than actually going through the forums and reading through a load of crap.
Okay, so, I'm fine with that, with the forums and everything, and as far as I'm aware, they do effectively ignore much of what goes on the forums. And that's
because it's the same repetitive crap.
But, okay, but that doesn't still, change the original points that were made.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying about that new hub, the new revamped hub they've got now, sort of thing. When you submit feedback on that sort of thing, that is actually taken. That's closely looked into more than what you see on some of the rubbish you see on the forums, because it's, I say, the forums, it's just the same repetitive crap in essence. But now on the hub, they actually do take good feedback, and if they think it's something, this is what we know what's going on behind the scenes, this could work, blah blah blah, they take notes of it and they pass it along. And if it's obviously if it's just the same old crap, then obviously they'll scrap it.
We'd be able to give better feedback than the same repetitive stuff, since we are in the blind, and even very often there are long periods of time when there is no play happening, and so all that can be done is theory crafting.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not trying to be argumentative. Obviously, I know a little bit more from behind the scenes, which I can't talk about. So I feel your pain. I agree with you, and I think a lot of people behind the scenes probably would 100% agree with you as well. But they just can't publicly say that. You know what I mean?
Well, why?
So it's just one of those things. We just have to grin and bear it until things change.
What's there to lose?
Really, you have to ask them that then.
Yeah, it's because developing in Eastern Europe and Russia is not the same as developing in Europe or North America. Like the mindset, how they work, their processes, like you're thinking about countries that have been traditionally Soviet for the last 100 years, and then suddenly they've
not
been
100 years,
capitalist
but that doesn't
for whatever period of time. Like the dogmaticness and the way they react and they act towards each other is completely different. Having lived in Ukraine for a little while now, like the amount of paperwork and bullshit and the systematic stuff that happens here is not even remotely the same as what happens in North America. The way they deal with each other, like
Okay, but
so-
counterpoint: World of Tanks is a game, and it is very successful and has a lot of people playing. War Thunder is a substantially
It's
more
because it was in a
successful
vacuum
game.
by itself. It was
Yeah,
popular because
it
there was
was
no other tank
by
game.
itself.
It
The
was
problem-
by itself. That's the only. If there was a North American developer that was developing a tank game exactly like World of Tanks at exactly the same time, they would have destroyed it because World of Tanks. If they made mistakes, there was nothing else to play.
And that's sort of the problem, is that World of Tanks in of itself is just
Oh
a
man,
back-
I'm losing you hard there.
yeah, lost.
Someone's lagging out there.
But all I can say is that World of Tanks, yeah, it just sort of exists in a vacuum. There is no there's not much we can do about that. And because of that, well, because it lives in that vacuum, it was there first, and everyone has their time and effort put in on that server, on that game. So why still move around, and why should they change, really?
How come you can move your turret, Deviant?
I'm not moving my turret.
You are. I can see everyone moving their turrets.
Yeah, Kage,
That's-
you're lagging out a fair bit there.
Am I? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're lagging hard.
That's really weird.
You've become a robot.
I am around that. The,
Exterminate! Exterminate!
is it still?
Yeah,
doing
it's
the
bad.
lagging? Ah, okay. There's probably not much I can do about that. Unfortunately, I live in Australia, and
We could try Discord if you'd like.
yeah, that actually might work a bit better than doing Google Hangout.
Let's try that real quick.
Yeah, sure. Just want to set up the call on Discord.
Which internal, Mycom internal, or do you want to do it in your Discord?
Oh, we can do my comments channel. I'm fine with that.
All right. I don't think it's a microphone problem, Pesa. Hangouts was working.
Okay, there we are. That's
Oh, that's much better.
hey.
Are we all here?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think captain's just having problems.
I just got fucking.
Oh, I've got no sound. What's going on here?
We hear you just fine.
Yeah, we hear you perfectly. Well, that's a bit nicer now. It sounds a
Oh
bit
man.
crisp.
I
Yes.
can't hear nobody, so I'm just going to restart Discord. One moment.
Yeah, that
I'll just
VBL,
have-
right, Pesa? I just got fucking shot in the ass by a sorry VBL player. Sorry being the clan member. Clan. I need
Yeah,
help
yeah,
on
yeah.
this corridor.
Oh, you guys are over there.
I can hear you now.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, we can hear him a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
Google.
way better. Oh, did I push him? I wasn't paying attention, so I guess that's what I did.
So are you dead? No.
I'm close.
Waiting for possibly who hasn't joined up Discord yet.
I think he's just sort of maybe having a few problems. Or maybe he just doesn't know.
Has he actually got the internal bit here?
Yeah, he's
whatever.
Yeah, he should have.
It
yeah.
is what it is.
That's just.
War Beavers, yeah, he's on there, so he just needs to connect in. He was still in hangout
Oh,
on my
rip
left there,
LAV.
so
There we go.
That's the way.
That's some work on that, isn't it? I mean, I'm basically doing my HP's pool of damage, so I'm I'm not doing great, but I'm not doing as horribly as I could be. Yeah, there we go. At least I did my HP worth in damage, so... Having been nuked at the beginning...
What else? What was we? Also, we done the chat about the AW. What else was you gonna discuss here? Because I know you said something about War Thunder, which I have no knowledge of. Was we gonna talk about the other cancerous pay-to-win gold spamming game that's got the new graphics and all that coming out soon?
Oh, Jesus!
Yes.
Where did I take the opposite side of the map? Oh man, that was the opposite side of the map. God damn it.
Yeah, they're all up and down there. Yeah, like we can talk about War Tanks. Like
Sure.
that game. I haven't tried out the new. Pick up screwdriver. I haven't tried out the new graphics engine, but from what I've seen, from what I've heard it's pretty fun. Like I've heard
It looks
I'll
really
absolutely
beautiful.
I'll wait for it to go
amazing.
live. I am tempted to tweet to see what it's like when it goes live, but I'm like,
Too live.
I feel like I'll need a scalding hot shower afterwards though, because it's going to that game which I just can't stand them. I don't know what to make
Like,
of it.
the biggest sort of problem with World Tanks is not down to its graphics engine, it's just down to its pure balance, which is
Yeah, of course.
atrocious. It's
But-
so bad.
But it still is worth pointing out the fact that one of AW's selling points was what was atrocious in graphic quality as well as gameplay.
Yeah.
Now it's just gameplay.
Now it's just gameplay. And for some players, well, us personally, I fucking despise it. There are a lot of players that I know, there are a lot of people that I know who can easily get over that gameplay, who can easily get over it, and are completely fine with it, and are fine continuing to play on World Tanks. So for a lot of players, that one big advantage of Armored Warfare, which is the graphics, is gone, and there's nothing else from that.
If they stopped having gold ammunition and capped golds to sort of like clan wars or special events, and so you can't use gold ammo in randoms and balance the tanks accordingly, and not for to be shot with gold ammo, I think that'd probably get a lot of people back into it. But I think that's that gold ammunition, the balancing towards gold ammunition. I think that's what's drawn a lot of people away, and that's why a lot of them came to Armored Warfare or went off to other tank games or whatever else. In part.
Oh yeah, like all I can really say is that the balance of World Tanks is pretty atrocious. Like I might want to play it soon, just to sort of soak in the cancer of World of Tanks, but it's definitely not great.
Was there any? Didn't they say there's going to do some balance changes as well with that?
This patch.
graphics?
Yeah, the patch is like a huge balance change as well.
That may
we-
tweak a few things or make it more pay to win. I don't know what it is now and how those
Why not
balances are
both?
going to compare. So
Well, yeah, when
yeah.
it's not.
I've not played for ages, so I don't know what the balance is now compared to when I left like a few years ago. So obviously it's changed since I've left, sort of thing. So now how's it going to react now? with the
Yeah,
new
it's changed quite a bit. So
Yeah, it definitely keeps changing. Like, I know there are some strong premium tanks still in the game, and they really won't balance those. But apparently, with some of the vehicles, it's not too bad. And like they're about to introduce the Italian
How's that
tech
pace
tree
up?
and everything. And they're about to introduce the Italian tech tree and everything like that. So some
Yeah.
people are like, World of Tanks is still developing, which I think is a decent thing. But if they were to do with premium ammo, like how they did premium ammo in what game is that? World Tanks Blitz, where it does less damage, it just has more pen. I feel like I would be completely fine with it. I'd be completely fine with premium ammo if it did less damage per shot.
that would actually be. I think that's a very decent compromise gameplay wise. That feels fair.
Yeah. Less damage, more pen. So you can either do a lot more damage per shot, but you have to sort of work around with your normal armor piercing, or you can sort of derp through someone, but you have to be ready to do a lot less damage per shot. and that's how Blitz balances premium ammo, which is, and a lot of people are very happy with that. I'm very happy with that as well. So if they were to say next patch, this is how we're going to do it, I feel like for all intents and purposes, World Tanks would definitely be the strongest contender out there. And it still is technically the strongest contender, because whenever people think of a tank game, they think of, while we think of a tank game, we think of Armored Warfare or something like that. But for the general, there were 30 people in queue, and for some reason we got a 5v5. Whatever. But for the general player base of tank games,
Cruiser Belfast has a very good point, which is you're forgetting that some of the premium rounds are heat, and it doesn't make sense to do less damage for an HE or for a explosive round.
Well,
I guess they might have to just go ahead and remove that kind of thing.
What gets me, a lot of the ammunition in World of Tanks is not historically accurate to what the tank fired, even. Some of these tanks never fired heat, and they got heat.
That's not the point of World of Tanks. Like, the point of World of Tanks is it's supposed to look pretty, and it's supposed to be pretty tanks. It's not supposed to be firing accurate rounds to what it
Well,
did
they
fire.
said they wanted them to fire rounds that actually fired. But some of these, like, premium rounds, whatever, it's like the Sherman, for fuck's sake. That only fired the high-velocity AP rounds or whatever, but he never fired some of the other bullshit AP rounds, they call it now. It's...
Well, didn't the Sherman have, at least on the 75mm, didn't it have, I think it's like the M72 round? It had like 110mm of pen. But the problem was it was
I'm
kind
on
of
about that tier 4
expensive.
5 Sherman, with the stock gun.
Yeah,
whatever.
the M4.
It never fired, those high-speed AP
It did.
rounds.
It had.
Wait,
a
I think
high
there
speed-
was, but there was
Yeah,
actually.
the M72. Yeah, there was. It was the M72, and it was a tungsten core. They had like 4 of them per tank.
But the
thing is
gold
they were
ammo
trying not to use
ones,
it.
whatever they call it, it's
APCR.
bullshit. A lot of they didn't fire APCR.
No, they had but they did have higher velocity armor piercing.
Yeah.
And that was like capable of hurting Tigers. So, but the problem was it was expensive, and they didn't want to have to outfit it, and that wasn't the role of the Sherman and everything, and blah 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 blah.
Well, until the
But-
Firefly Sherman came in,
Yeah, but fuck, designation. I hate designation. It is I just don't think the whole idea of World of Tanks is we are 100% historically accurate, because if you were, Tigers would be versing T-34s at all times, and you wouldn't have.
And they'd
some
be
of the
breaking
bullshit.
doon every 5 feet.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck,
obviously he's not
how
going to be
good
historically
that-
accurate, but they did start the ammunition originally. Originally, that was going to make the ammunition more realistic or more, historically accurate with the ammunition the tanks carried. That's what they did say originally. Obviously, that's went out the window with the gold ammo when they allowed that in randoms and everything else. But I'm going back to World of Tanks back when gold ammo, when it first came out, you only saw it in clan wars. You never saw it in randoms or anything else. And then obviously, that all went tits up where when they went
Kage,
to
I need a little help with this
randoms.
Vickers.
I'll push him back.
He's come up. He's focusing me down now.
Yeah, I'm coming over. But all I can really say is that
Oh shit, that VVL's actually gonna fucking kill our guy. Vickers is pushing me hard right now.
yeah, I'm pushing.
Try to
over
face
towards
up.
Vickers. Oh, VBL's gone. Okay, so yeah, like.
Oh my god, I
balance,
ammo racked him.
So historical wise, World of Tanks
down.
is not really a thing. It's
I
like
think they're
World
going
of
to be
Tanks.
historical accurate, but you know what I mean, though? Just by having the ammo types, whatever, sort of, they can balance the ammo types, but the white bullshit ammunition never fired. They said they weren't going to do that, and obviously they did. So that's not hitting on that sort of thing, is it? It's a trigger, really, compared to the rest of the
Oh no, my Sherman caught fire after climbing a hill. I'm happy because of historical accuracy.
I got hit one shot. I am now lit on fire. Historical accuracy.
Yeah. Well, the Germans used to call them psychopics, didn't they?
They used to call them what was
They
it?
used to
Tinder boxes or whatever, matchboxes.
Tinderboxes.
Yeah, they only
Yeah,
lost the
that's
light or whatever because they would light every time, didn't they? One
Yep.
hit and they'd just go up in flame.
Yeah, it's like wasn't it like kerosene they were filled with? So they would always like fucking get hit and just blow up, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, they were.
The one nice thing about the
Weakish
Sherman
tanks.
in that regard was that it was very, very easy to escape and get out. If you
Especially
were,
when
I
it's
believe,
close.
the machine gunner or I think machine gunner and driver of a T-34, like, it takes you about half a minute or a minute to go ahead and be able to get out of your tank. Yeah. So if you're in a tank that's on fire, sure, that Sherman's going to go ahead and light on fire more often, but hell, you got a chance at least there.
Didn't the Sherman also have the thing on the lower hull, whatever, the door underneath?
Yeah, underneath. Yeah, it had hatches underneath where people could escape from. Which is.
Unless they went over a tank mine, then they got fucked.
Oh yeah, but yeah. I thought originally what you were going to say, Cosmic, is that it's quicker for them because, you know, if they get hit, they're just going to die. I'm like, that's really mean, but...
No, like, you were...
But yeah.
Seriously, because I've seen the process of what it takes to, like, get out of the drive... To, first of all, open the driver's hatch, and then if you are the gunner, you have to wait for the driver to get out, and then you can get out.
And if the driver's dead or whatever, then the gun's
then you're really fucked. So if your tank's on fire, your driver's dead. You're gonna cook alive in a fucking T-34. It was bad. And keep in mind that it was also a Russian T-34s are really cramped.
Yeah, but what I love about the Russian T-34 is that the design of the pedals is that if you push it down, you stop. If you lift it up, you go forward. So it's always always going forward. So that's why when drivers would get knocked out in T-34s, they would keep going forward, is because there's no pressure on the pedal. And that's like one of the big things about T-34s ramming Panthers and stuff like that. It's not because they're fighting for the Soviet land. It's because, no, it's designed so there's no more pressure on the pedal. It just goes forward. Which I think is fucking hilarious. So you just see burning T-34s just going forward.
And then just when you want them to stop and they fall over the edge of the cliff. Whoops.
Oh, yeah. It's, T-34s are poorly made, but they didn't have to be perfectly made. They're just designed to be pushed out in large quantity. Very easy.
It was good enough.
It was good enough.
Yeah, all it had to do is one job. You know, they made lots of them, sort of thing. The crews were expendable, they could be replaced, and get out and do something, isn't it?
How would you feel hopping into a T-34 knowing that in like 30 minutes you could just be dead? Like, I would be fucking terrified.
At least it'd be 30 minutes. At least that'd be like 29 minutes longer than if you was infantry, being shot in the back for treason or traitorism, because you look around the other way. Bang! Don't look back. Don't go backwards. Always go forward or shot.
Oh yeah. What was it? Order number 63 or something like that. Oh yeah. It's like always go forward. I'm like, shit. I'd hate to be infantry as well, because all you get is a Mose and a gun and like one round of ammo, and you have to like one stripper clip of ammo, and you have to charge. Like,
yeah, Cruiser, I've seen the Abrams in War Thunder, and from what I understand, right now only the with their balance there in War Thunder, only the T-64 can penetrate the T-64. I think that's what I've heard.
Oh, the Abrams can penetrate the T-64. It's just in certain places. It's
such
like
as the sides. Or from the front?
No, from the front. From the front, okay. It can. Like, a lower plate, it can still hurt it. There is weak points around the gun where the Abrams is able to penetrate. It's just that the big thing is that the Abrams doesn't have its DU or depleted uranium rounds. And a lot of people are like, oh, what is this? And
might as well just give the T-64 some steel armor while you're at it then.
Hold on a minute, you never know, they may introduce premium rounds in Armored Warfare, and depleted uranium will be the gold ammo for Armored Warfare.
War Thunder.
Not Armored Warfare. But either way, like they said that apparently it's just going to be too strong for the game, and I'm like, but that's what it had in real life, though. Don't do this.
But you gave ceramic armor to the T-64, like.
Yeah, does like Armored Warfare have depleted uranium rounds?
Yeah, they'll go into. We're talking about
War Thunder again.
I know, but you're saying about War Thunder, so if it's broken for their game balance to have that sort of thing, you know.
No, it's just because
can AEW have it?
Right, but the point still remains that it's within respect of War Thunder's own balance. I am wrecking this T-62B. Why is this T-62B3 only using ATGMs?
T-72B3, but I...
Yes, thank you. Oh, and there goes his belly's...
Oh, hello, T-72, how are you, my guy?
But I don't like NBTs that spam ATGMs are just idiots because they've got. That's just stupid doing that.
His gun is such high pen, he would be able to handle me so easily. Yeah,
You
she's
like
at
it,
72.
Yeah, you pee around and you're fucking anybody up in that 72B for it.
Yeah, it has such
Right,
it just
as
has
well.
really good pen.
What
But,
tier are you doing, by the way?
2-7.
We're playing tier 7.
I'll join you. Let me know when you're in out of battle, and I'll do the countdown with you next month.
Sure. Okay, that sounds good.
But all I will say is that their balance idea is like, oh, we can't have something with that ridiculous of penetration, but it's like, you know, you're going into the modern era, you're going to have stuff with that ridiculous penetration. You're going to have to introduce DE rounds eventually, because
No,
that's
you see,
essentially what modern vehicles fire at this point.
no, you don't understand. The German Tiger needs to be able to bounce off silly American Abram rounds.
No, I don't think you understand. The German Tiger has to fight the Abrams. Because the German Tiger has such a high fucking BR, it can't do jack fucking shit. It just sits there, getting continuously penned. It's the saddest thing ever. I'm just gonna sit in cap, because...
You know what? Yeah, I'm
I have
gonna
no
do the
chance of
same.
catching
As
it.
long as you win, it doesn't matter how you fucking win.
Exactly.
We waited a while for that game, only for it to be kind of lame. You know, here's what's gonna happen. The War Thunder devs are gonna go out and troll everyone, and they're gonna put in a Challenger 1 with NRA, and they're gonna allow it to get penned frontally by a Tiger. Tiger 1,
Oh my
mind you.
God. I
And
hope
they're gonna
to
do that
God,
just to
so.
trigger all the British players.
Oh, I hope to God, because how funny. I'm also a British player. I'm almost at the, what would be, almost at the, what would come forward to be the Challenger 1. Like, I'm close to it. So I'm like, if they introduce this Challenger 1 and it is actual shit, I'm going to be so annoyed. Because I really want my Challenger 1. I want my OP British bias. Which
Yeah,
is
but
weird to say.
wargaming isn't exactly known for that, though.
It's Gaijin. It's not wargaming.
Yeah, well,
Gaijin's worse.
Different gravy, yeah.
Gaijins. Oh, high tier British tanks like the Centurions and the Chieftains are fucking strong in the game currently. It's just that.
You'd be fucking shit when I played it.
Oh, dude, there's probably some. They are some of the best high tier vehicles in the game. Those ones.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because when I had them, they were just literally wrecked. Obviously, back then you said that waffle, the dragon, the one that got removed, and just used to melt
Oh,
out. This day, and you were fucked.
is it
Terra
just me,
just
or is
Terra just
Terra
turned into a robot.
Yeah, dude, your internet's really fucking. Yeah.
Is it me? What can it be me?
This time it's you, man.
Yeah, that's definitely you. My ping to the server is completely fine.
It's mine.
Same.
Yeah. I've got no issues with Discord.
All right, we're about to go in.
that
We're
one.
about to go into PvP. Ready up, Deviant?
Yes. Let's go to Sabra again.
Yeah, we just joined.
Keep playing
queue.
it.
I'm ready. Are you clicking in, are you?
Oh, I
Yeah,
also
go,
got
go,
the
go.
teddy
Tier
bear.
7. Ah, we got skipped.
But yeah, like the new British like War Thunder's constantly changing, and like they're adding the new Dagger 5 engine, which sounds amazing. The new sound design is incredible. It looks really, really nice as well. Like both Water Tanks and War Thunder are both doing massive graphics overhauls for their games, and I think they both look significantly better than Armored Warfare now. So that's
Yep.
going to be an interesting thing to see what's happening there. It's yeah, it's a thing that's happening. And also Terra's back then.
Yeah, is that better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But yeah, like Terra, I think you just missed what I was saying. What I was just saying was both World Tanks and War Thunder are both doing massive graphics overhauls with the next patches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
maybe
think-
this is why Armored Warfare or Mala, you've gone business with the Unreal Engine
yeah, I've
side
heard
of
that.
things. That may tweak confusing. Whether that does anything with Armored Warfare is another matter, but
Well, I think if they are going to just do a major overhaul into a new engine, there are 2 points. Is first, make sure it's not ridiculously buggy. Like, a lot of people are sort of afraid because everyone's sort of heard the rumors that we're moving into a new engine, but if it's really buggy, that's going to be horrible. That'll be so bad. And next, it's like, if you are going to do it, hope to God that you don't have to completely re-download the entire game again, because there's going to be a lot of players who are like, I can't be bothered.
It'd just be one big giant patch, whatever, sort of thing, similar to like Balance 2.0, although that was a bit fucked, but...
Balance 2.0.
But you know what I mean, though, that sort of big patch type thing.
Yeah, like a really big patch that just sort of comes out and...
Like the Siege patch, just 15 gig for a fucking update, yeah.
Oh my god, but Siege is so good now, holy shit. I've been playing
I didn't play it because if I get into it, I'm not playing anything else, and that's the snag right now. It's one of those games you got heavily invested into, or you can't really part time, can you? Probably.
Well, with Siege, like, I don't know what to say. I really couldn't hear you, dude. Like, you were cutting out a lot.
Yeah, you're
like,
cutting out a lot there, man.
Yeah, you're very
I don't
verbal.
know what's going on.
But yeah, no, Siege is a lot of fun. I play it all the time. Like, me and my friends will probably put in like 6 hours a night just playing it. I put in a lot of hours into that game. It's fun because it requires a lot of teamwork, and if you have none, you will always keep losing. But if you have good teamwork, you know, you can do really well, which is what I love. Oh, an AGDS. Do any of you guys have AGDSs?
I do.
Yep, I do.
Is that any good?
It's pretty decent right now.
It's pretty decent.
I try not to play it.
Why not? Because it's too strong.
No, it's just shit.
You don't like it? I've heard a lot of people
I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. I'm really not a fan of it right now. I think it depends what game mode you play with it and what map you're on. In Glops, it is just... Nah, don't take it in Glops. It's just fucking horrible in Glops. Spec Ops, you may get away with it on Fighter, but not insane. PvE, you get wrecked by the bots very quickly. So it's probably a better tank for the PvP side of things. That way you can hang back and do all that sort of stuff. Snipe with it and everything else, because you got a bit more of an open map. But yeah, I think it's going to be free. I think it depends on the player, really. I know I probably need to play it a lot more to get better to grips with it, but I've just had a few bad experiences with it, so I'm like, fuck that.
I've sort of heard that it's
There's some guys on the
good.
top of the hill here.
Oh yeah, do either of you guys play Battlefield?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
I haven't
Have you
played
seen that
Battlefield
the
in a
new-
long time.
Have you seen that the new one's going to go back to World War II? They just
Well,
I haven't.
there's been no official announcement yet.
no, they have basically that. At least they teased it that they're going back to World War II with the next game. It was in development. It was called Battlefield 2, but they of course can't say that because they already have a Battlefield 2.
I hate
yeah.
that fucking stupid trend where they just go ahead and call it the thing that they already had. Like, come on, like with Battlefront 2.
They're not calling it Battlefield 2 now, but that's the in-dev name was Battlefield 2. Yeah, like the next game is going to go back to World War II, which I think is decent. Like that will be. We're seeing a massive.
But now
revival
they're
of
trying to
World War II
compete
games.
with COD World War II on there. They're just trying to one-up them, aren't they, with that one?
Basically,
Sounds that way.
But
Like-
no, they've got like they've got a whole row of Battlefield games in development right now, so that's just one game. You know, but if you want to talk about something, okay, that's probably going to be better than World War II, COD. But what's COD doing this year? Black Ops fucking 4, for fuck's sake!
Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
Jesus.
Another
they're
fucking
doing
Black Ops!
They're
Fuck.
doing a modern Black Ops 4. I'm like, oh, really? You guys fucked up.
As soon as they
last
said
one.
Didn't
Black
they have a
Ops,
game for that? I think it was called
Yeah.
Modern Warfare.
And it's no. it
World War
was,
II story
very-
with 2018 loot boxes. Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
as
was-
soon as I saw it,
No
I was
pen.
like,
Oh fuck. Deviant, we're getting fucked up here.
I'm already dead, my guy.
Oh
yeah,
boy.
I was just in the 15 versus 15, and it's a 15-0. The team sucked. They just YOLO'd it.
We got pushed so hard. We got shit pushed in from this match.
As soon as I didn't believe it at first, and I thought, oh really, COD, Black Ops 4 Modern. It's like, really? No. The first one was okay because that was set in like the Cold War era. The second one went a bit sci-fi, which was The third one was complete and there's like, as soon as you say Black Ops to me, I'm like, no.
The first game was amazing, probably one of my favorite CODs.
Yeah,
the second one was good. Like I thought the second one was still good because it was still boots on the ground. The third one was atrocious.
It's when you start, as soon as you start jumping on walls and walking along walls and that, I hated it. I don't want that. I don't. Give me a proper first-person shooter, not where you can just hover in the air for a few seconds and jump along walls and that bullshit. I don't want that. If I want a sci-fi game, give me a sci-fi game. But don't say it's a Black Ops game because Black Ops is meant to be. It was originally Cold War era.
Yeah,
keep it to a certain journey.
It's interesting, but I'm
more made than
100% with you. They really do need to just sort of go back to their roots. Like I was.
They got 3 developers, aren't they? Activision for them. They was going to make a Ghost 2. That's been put on a
Deviant. I backed out of that game because I'm dead.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
And you know, okay, Infinite Warfare. That wasn't part of a series. That was just a one-off, a standalone game.
It's all COD. It's all the same in the end.
Yeah. Obviously, with World War II, whatever they're going to do for the next series on that now, but you know, they need to finish off some of the other stories they've got there. You know, obviously in Black Ops 3, when it ended, you know, it left an opening. But initially, it's like, what the fuck are they doing with it? You know, it's Black Ops it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's just a dirty word now. It's saying Black Ops, Call of Duty, Black Ops. Turn the page. No, you don't want that. You want something new. If they did another Modern Warfare, but renamed it something differently, brilliant. But don't call it Black Ops. It's stupid.
I was watching a video from a guy called the Russian Badger, fucking amazing YouTuber. But he was he's bloody hilarious. But he was talking about Modern Warfare, like the Modern Warfare Remastered, and he was like, they've been wanting for years to go back to COD's roots, but the only time they could actually go back to COD's roots was just by remaking the game that everyone loved, because that is all we wanted, is just Modern Warfare 4.
Ubisoft is a mistake. That's for certain.
Ubisoft is awesome because of how well they've handled Rainbow Six. Like, I have completely turned around that.
All right, I'll immediately confess that's definitely true.
They have handled that game incredibly well.
And I think what I think is really interesting is their plan for basically the total of 10 years of support for it.
And I cannot wait. I will be around for those 10 years because I love it. I love every moment of it. I play every day with my friends, and we love the game.
But hasn't Ubisoft got a thing with Square Enix, whatever, who does Tomb Raider and everything
They
else?
announced The Division 2. Now that was a big disappointment.
The Division, yeah. I don't think it was too bad, but it definitely had its problems. Definitely was not.
Well, the Division now. No, I've got a good high-end system. You can call it a high-end system, and I can't even run it max out on that because the game is just not good enough to max it out. Now,
really?
It's like
I haven't had any issues with that one.
I was told initially like this Division 2 is just going to be an update to the Division, or is it going to be a completely separate game?
It's a separate game.
Alright, so I was misinformed then, but Jesus.
Yeah. It's a separate game that's going to be it's supposed to be in a different area. We don't know a lot about it. We only know that it's coming.
What do you think of the Crew 2 though?
The Crew, isn't that a racing car game?
Type thing. It's like Need for Speed, but their version of it. But Need for Speed's a little bit better in many aspects.
But all I have to say about the Division is that I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was decent, especially playing with some of my friends who would always sort of hop on and play around.
The Division was great and a lot of fun, and it totally died after like a month after release.
Oh god, yeah. So I feel like if they're going to do the Division 2, probably don't jump into the same pitfalls that happened in the first game, but I don't know, make it entertaining. Like, It was definitely a fun game. I thought the story was interesting for a bit, but then it got very repetitive and boring. So if they could make the story a lot more interesting and they make it a bit more
What is it? I played was it Homefront? The sequel they did for Homefront.
The Revolution or whatever.
Yeah, Revolution whatever. I did that. Then I went on to Division. I thought Homefront is so much better. No, it's the same. It's similar sort of thing, but it just plays better. Although it,
Homefront's about the North Koreans invading America.
I know, but I'm on about the gameplay. You know, when you look at your maps, you look at this.
Deviant, where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm going towards the cap. I'm charging. No stop, only go, comrades.
When I first played the Division, you go through that initial first phase of it. You go to this room, whatever. You know, go see this person, go see that person, or whatever, and you see all these other silhouettes of other players and everything else. It's like, what the fuck's going on? I was told it was first person, then I found out it was third person.
No, it was always third person.
So I'm missing four of these. So I was like, oh.
But I like the Division quite a bit. I just wish you had more to explore. I'd be fine if the Division 2 was in New York again. It's just if they did the entire fucking Manhattan Island. The fact that it was so small really annoyed me.
But New York's tri-state. You got 3 areas for New York. Why can't they
Manhattan Island, okay? Just do Manhattan Island. That's fine. It works well within the aspect of the story of it, you know, being all messed up and.
Well, this is what I liked about Homefront because they went all across Philadelphia. Sort of thing. It wasn't just in one area. They went all across that state, sort of thing, to a degree. And
did that Merc just steal my kill? He did. The guy was ammo racked and burning.
I want to try and see how far I can cap this thing.
But it's not kill sting because your name wasn't on it. But yeah, I think it's every game's slightly different, and a lot of some of these other games, you know, they're so much similar to each other with a different branding or a different story. But in essence, they got the same gameplay and everything else, and it's like.
I really enjoyed the first Homefront game. I thought the idea, the concept behind it's really interesting. Just essentially just North Korea invading America. Realistically, it makes no sense, but I thought it was pretty good. It was also really brutal in some areas. Like you just see them lining up a whole bunch of people against the wall and executing them. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yep. And
I mean, the original, whatever the fuck it was.
Pits,
was always about China doing that, which makes a hell of a lot more sense and is at least somewhat plausible in comparison to
Russia.
It's a bullshit story. It's not based on anything real life.
It came from the idea that was set up in a movie, which I forget the name of.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that movie.
The Soviet Union invading America, which
I'm pretty sure that was actually about
wasn't that the
China.
Film?
Yeah, it was the Chinese.
No, it wasn't. It was about the Soviet Union because I just watched it.
Distinctly. Okay, maybe.
I remember a bit. Yeah, I remember it being.
I remember watching a silly Chuck Norris film the other day where the Russians were invading America. Can't remember what it was called.
It would be like him just punching them into outer space or some shit.
Yeah.
That guy is insane, but
You won't say insane. There was some of his fans on the local radio station here, and they said, "Why hasn't he won an Oscar for his?" Like,
really? He's not that good, but definitely all I can really say is that I think the whole idea of a foreign army invading a country like significantly bigger than it makes no sense. North Korea has no chance. North Korea has no chance.
America had climbed or whatever, and they've gone into this thing and just took over.
You just turned into a robot again for us.
Basically, I think like all the Terminators got turned on.
Dude, I can't hear anything you're saying, man.
All I heard was North Korea, then the word Terminator, and then
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
All I can really say though, there is actually one story that's sort of like that, which makes sense. It's called I forget the name of it now because it was sort of a forgettable movie. But the whole idea was like Australia getting invaded by.
We need to get onto Cap. I fucked up. I shouldn't have chased.
I was on Cap and then I hopped off Cap.
We're gonna We're gonna actually lose if they.
They're all.
Is Beaver still in your platoon?
Hey, Saucy, how you doing?
No, Beaver's left.
No.
No Milky's here.
Yeah, it was like the whole idea was like Australia getting invaded by North Korea. Allow me to move, game. Move out of the way. I'll go over. But
Even Australia, man, like North Korea just can't. That's the thing.
No.
Like that.
No, they wouldn't be able to. Like, we actually have a plan. It's a really interesting plan. It was set by the military during the early 1900s, and it's still around even today. The whole idea is that the moment we get invaded by another country, just do a massive slash and burn and just move all the way back into the center of Australia, just burning off everything on the outside. Essentially, just not allowing
Starve
them
them out.
Starve them out, because it was so large they don't have supply trains that would be able to do it.
Yeah.
And they'll die in the outback.
It's not just that they'll die in the outback, it's that like, you already know how hard it is to have supply trains going from one country to another across an ocean. Yeah, you know how hard it would be to have supply trains going from one side of the world to another just through the ocean. Then having to put that through a country where there's very little infrastructure, that's sort of our entire plan.
I saw a comedy sketch the other day, and it was of New Zealand invading Australia. The problem is, though, New Zealand surrendered very quickly because they missed their sheep farms. and then,
Oh man.
That sounds like New Zealand. That sounds like
Oh
New Zealand.
no.
I gotta say, that was an Australian sketch show.
Yeah, I'm about to say it would be. But you go to New Zealand and there's so much sheep. Like, next to the airport in Queenstown, there's sheep farms. I was like, really? This is a thing then? I was like, holy shit, New Zealand, guys, come on, what are you doing? That was really funny for a family full of Australians, laughing at all the sheep everywhere. But yeah, that's...
You talking about sheep now, they'll get very hostile with you, sort of thing. Like, we're not sheep shaggers, we're not this, that, and the other.
Really?
Yes.
Because I've talked to, I know tons of New Zealanders who find that hilarious.
Yeah, I think it was because they were. I think they may have been because they may have been like teenagers or something like that, so they didn't maybe not aware of what's the adult lingo and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of I know a few people in Auckland and all that sort of stuff in New Zealand, sort of thing. And, you mentioned sheep to them, saying, "Oh, here you go again," sort of, and then they go on about the Welsh and everything else, sort of thing. So I was like, well, yeah. But it's banter, but some of those people do take it a bit too seriously, though. They can't take a joke.
Yeah, that's sad because the whole joke, like even New Zealand jokes about it. Like I remember I saw like this knick-knack shop, and it had like this shirt on it said that men at work, and it had a dude which was like staying behind.
Hey, Sauce, if you want, give us some,
like, oh.
give me some song requests. Give me some music.
Oh, you should have got. Mate, I got a mate Bush. Oh man, he'd love that.
Oh my God, Terry, you're turning into a robot again. No.
I can't help. I'm not. No, it could be.
I'm sorry, that sounded so funny there. I can't. The angrier he gets, the more robotic it becomes. I hate TeamSpeak.
What I want you to do is I want you to say "Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto." Just keep saying that.
Oh no.
Sucks. I used to use it a lot. I absolutely hate it.
Oh no. Oh no.
A bit more stable.
We've got a sorry platoon to deal with.
Yes, we do.
I can just imagine who the...
An STVDG. We don't have a chance. Can we just roll over and surrender? Because we can't win against them.
Yes, you can, because most of them, as soon as you kill them or you usually hit them, they start crying in the chat, giving you a load of abuse, normally, not always, and then they're so busy typing, then you can shoot them and kill them.
I like the sorry guys, I play with them a lot.
Yeah, honestly, some of them are quite decent, and then a few of the others aren't, but you get that with all players, all players, they don't have to.
No, Cosmic, if you shoot me, I swear to Christ. There's one thing that we do in Siege whenever we play. We call it Execute Order 66. You gotta kill them. So it's literally us spawning in, then you just see 3 team kills straight off the bat. It's fucking hilarious. It's like we just say, just say to someone, execute order 66, and just bang, just hear a kill.
No Star Wars innuendos then.
Oh no. All right, so what are we gonna do, Deviant? We're against good players this time around. Do we try hard?
I always try hard.
The song is telling me to not, so I feel like I shouldn't.
Yeah, it's not. Where do we want to go?
I want to go HI line.
Sure.
To say just
By the way,
hi.
I gotta say, I watched that new Tomb Raider film. That is a fucking good film.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I did actually enjoy that, and you see, definitely
No
there's elements
fucking
of the
way.
first 2 games in it. Definitely.
You mean the
And
remakes?
I
Because
quite
it seemed
enjoyed
like they were.
Yeah, the remakes.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Fuck
that- actually,
off! Look out, they've got
They-
yeah.
It was
Stars
really good.
already up there.
Even my missus enjoyed it, and that's saying something. She doesn't like films.
Wow.
I'm about to say, because I originally just said, oh, it's going to be terrible, but...
Yeah,
because
because
might as well
you know, a
watch it.
video game movie, man.
Video game movie, yeah.
Let's say there's definitely elements from the first 2 remakes in the film.
Is it brutal?
Definitely.
Like the first 2 games? Like, they had some pretty brutal scenes in those games.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Let's just say
Okay,
she
we
does get a
fucked
bit-
up. They
she
didn't go
does
this
get a little
south.
bit
We need to
bloody,
go
but
north,
obviously
north,
you gotta
north,
think
No,
north.
but we can
east.
still flank around. We can still flank
The
around.
age limit
Yeah,
of the
but
film.
we're,
so,
the
you
Fox,
know,
the
she
Fox
does
is
get me.
flanking is so they're making a smaller flank than we are, and they're gonna go out and rip them apart. We just need to head north right now.
Yeah.
Why are you in an M62,000? I just noticed this, Deviant. This is setting up us for. This is setting me up for failure. I should have killed you. I should have taken that deal. Damn it.
Commander Cody.
Why
the
didn't you
time
send me an
has come.
invite?
Commander Cody.
66.
The time has come. Execute order
That's
66.
like a 187. You can't go
It will be
wrong.
done, my lord. Fuck. What a good movie. I want to watch. Did you watch Star Wars Rebels? The ending?
I didn't watch Rebels because I did not.
Oh
like
my, no,
Rebels.
dude. Season 4, the ending of season 4. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Like, I hated the first 2 seasons of Rebels, but 3 got pretty good, and then 4 was amazing. And I love Rebels now.
I never really got into the cartoon shows, to be honest with you.
If you love Star Wars, you sort of have to, because they tell
The Clone Wars one was good.
Oh yeah, the Clone Wars was amazing.
I think the problem is though, and when it came on over here, sort of thing, it was
Shit, how did that miss?
on one of those silly little like Cartoon Network or whatever it is like
Kill this
that. And
one,
at the
man.
time we didn't have it, and it's like, yeah, it's like Rebels, oh, it's this, or it's just the Clone Wars, and it's like, no, if you didn't get into it, or you didn't see the first parts of it, you just joined in like through season 2 or whatever, then you missed everything, sort of thing. So you're always
Well, with the Clone Wars is that it's intentionally an anthology, so you can sort of jump in at any point. And you can still understand a story if you can understand a story.
Come on, I
you
need
still
help,
get
I
to
need help.
understand it. Yeah, I just had to pull back because of the NM was screwing me up. But yeah, like Rebels and the Clone Wars series are actually really good if you go into them.
it's very rare though. You get like the cartoon series like that where you have to get into it like that sort of thing. You know, I mean, I just thought it was just a normal cartoon when I first saw it advertised, so I never really paid too much attention to it.
Then you get like Forces of Destiny, which is atrociously bad.
Oof.
It's all canon as well, like everything in the Forces of Destiny,
Oh,
Which
fuck.
which is built
I had ATGM
directly-
cancer.
Yes.
You got me. Good.
Yeah, it's cancer, but like yeah, Rebels was good, especially the ending. If you know anything about Legends, like especially when it comes to Thrawn, like the Legends, you'll be like, oh, Rebels, my babies. Because I was a big Legends nerd.
I'm just waiting for the DVD to come out, and I'll buy the Last Jedi or whatever it is out, and then I'll watch
Oh,
all
we
the
won.
films back to back.
How did we win that? Okay,
We
Merkaba
didn't.
coming out. Oh, is that another game? Oh no,
Yeah,
I think I think I won that. Yeah, that one. Yeah, we won that one. Oh, that's good. I saw the one thing. I knew it's a good vehicle. Not the M62,000, but where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, Deviant, do me a favor. Never pull out that N62000 again.
Send us an invite when you're out of battle. If you can.
Sure. Oh, unfortunately we lost that one. I feel like we had a very good chance with that last land. Holy shit. Oh, ST died though. Oh my god, 10,000 damage.
He did pretty well.
Holy
Wait, but I promised Cope invite, so I'm confused what to do.
Oh.
What do you do?
I'll cry, River. Never mind.
Here. How about this? We can go ahead and I think we were getting enough
PvE,
for the.
you can have 4-man platoon.
No, I think we had enough. I think we kind of wrapped this thing up. Don't you think so, Deviant?
Yeah, I think we're...
You invite your buddy then, I'll go on and do some other bits then if we're going to wrap this up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then.
No, you might as well do that. Because if you're going to stay, then no, as we're chatting, might as well platoon together. Like, if you're going to, this is going to end, then no point.
Well, I was gonna keep streaming for a bit still, but I was just gonna, you know.
Yeah, like I'm fine with wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Too easy.
All right. Well then.
I forget how I wrap up these things.
I don't know.
Thank you everyone for watching this very lovely episode 5 of the After Battle Report podcast. I am Deviant, here with Cosmic and Terra, of course, and with Captain Canada for a bit before he had to leave, unfortunately. But thank you all for watching. Go check out everyone in the description below, and I'll see you all next time.
Peace. I'm gonna go to my Discord for streaming.
Yeah, sure. I'll head over there and join you.
Alrighty.
Hey, Cope. So you fucking lost the name too. God damn it.
Can't even get it. It's gone.
Fucking hell, dude. Anyhow, ready up for something. I don't know. God damn. That's just terrible. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, I'm fucking pissed. There's been a few messages sent out, so they're
By the way,
on
Captain
it.
Fancy Pants is no longer at MyCom, just so you know.
Ooh, where'd he go?
He doesn't have a job right now. Sorry about that.
No, that's alright.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, by the way, in case you haven't met before, Copenhagen, this is Deviant Kage. Deviant Kage is Copenhagen. Copenhagen is is the clan leader of Ape, or formerly known as Ape on EU.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there. Ooh, we got a good matchup.
Oh, we do.
Lucy's-
Oh, and it's on the Chinese map. Look at that.
This Chinese map is pretty alright. It's huge though. It's massive.
See if I remember how to play.
Just gotta hit. Do you remember Wazda? Because I think that's the more important part. As long as you know how to go forward.
Oh, I can do more than that, I think.
Jeez, look at us. This is special, being able to do more than just going forward.
Oh,
What's
it
this
kicked me in
aim?
the garage.
Did it kick you to the garage?
Yeah.
What?
I just realized I'm on the Chinese map playing the future bike member. Oh, no.
Welcome to bike.
Yeah, I'm in the garage. I'm gonna try and restart here.
I'm in the
still
Chinese
very much-
premium, the Chinese New Year premium on the Chinese map, A Lamau. Oh my god, someone has the SAW version of this PTZ-86. Good lord.
That's sad. All I can say is that I'm still very much in line with the whole idea of that we need to become the largest clan on EU as bike. Then everyone would be a village bike. And how
Bike is
how
literally the village bicycles. We are the worst.
we made the most AIDS clan. This is what happens when you get us two together. We just make stupid shit. It's great.
Yeah.
Why you let me in the
it
game?
Oh Jesus.
Wow, that's okay.
Well then, I guess we'll try again. Here, we'll go ahead and really do well.
I was certain for a second that you were about to say, I will just charge straight towards the enemy because I was like.
I was
yeah,
going
I'm
to, but I don't have the. I just realized I don't have the gun depression to deal with the Sabra, so this is actually kind of bad for me.
Oh my god, you're actually trying. What are you? And also,
There's a lot of tanks here.
Is Bike going to be in the new Clan Wars?
Oh,
Is that what
no.
it sounds? It probably should be.
Oh, no.
Clan Wars representatives for Bike.
I can't commit to that. I'm just getting swarmed now. I'm about to get killed because I'm the only one here.
I'm somehow still alive.
Are they actually doing Clan Wars?
Oh yeah, I'm up for that. Fuck, even if I'm the only one who leads it, I'm up for that.
I don't
Like
know.
it's a real thing, not a pretend thing?
It's happening.
It's a
Clan Wars is
pretend
happening.
thing.
Because I heard this rumor 2.5 years ago.
No, it's happening. They've already said that it's happening.
They said that
With
it's happening. It's just,
This game, I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah,
Yes.
that's the way to go about it. If we're gonna be honest.
Believe it when you see it. Yeah. It's a thing. It's happening, but it's when it's happening is still unknown. No one really knows.
The bike war now. Are we both dead? Yeah, we're both dead. Let's just quit battle and
Yes.
try to go back and get something.
Too easy.
Oh, I do have this for some reason. Oh, it's a rental. That's why. I think. Yeah, 3-day rental. Go up as soon as you got something else tier 7 to play.
Sometimes you just feel tired, feel weak. And when you feel weak, you feel like you want to just give up. But you gotta search within you.
That wasn't your song.
Find that inner strength and just pull that shit out of you. And get
Oh, look who shows up now. Handies.
So I need another fucking tier 7 is what you're saying?
Yeah, get another 2-7 and we're good. This guy who's complaining that I'm not streaming AW more and then doesn't show up.
God, like streaming AW is so hard. If you have like good streams where it's like, oh yeah, this is all entertaining, or it's you sitting in queue for like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
6 minutes at a time, and it's boring as shit. That's why I somewhat hate streaming Armored Warfare. Either one or the other.
Just need fucking people to play this game, man. It's just all good and dandy.
Easier said than done.
Exactly.
At least for these guys, it's easier said than done.
Yep.
I'm watching your stream, and why do you use the shit garage?
Oh, because other stuff was basically because of things were lagging. Because they fucked the optimization of this game.
You can get different garages?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
the
like you
shitty
can-
simplified one. Oh, I think it might have been also because of Chinese New Year. I don't remember, man. I haven't played this game that much recently.
The Chinese New Year garage was pretty cool.
It got annoying though if the sound effect continuously going off.
Hopping out and grabbing my happy baby.
What? We're not. Aww.
There you go. We're low key, we weren't getting in.
Fair enough.
I'm watching. I remember stuff, Cosmic. Some stuff. Anything change with the ammo mechanics?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, not really.
Drop cope so you could get on that shit? Lol.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played with Cope in like for fucking ever, man. And I'm pretty sure I played with you like last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Don't judge me for my first 2 games. That's all I need to get back into.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Like, does NA even have people playing right now?
No.
It's just they
Good meme.
gave up.
Nice meme. It's dead.
Nice man. It's dead. It's so fucking gone. It's sad.
I don't know. Someone needs to buy this game and fire everybody who's been working on it.
I think Mail.ru tried to do that, but then they themselves ended up. You know, I think at this point it's just such a clusterfuck because of because it's what's it called? Because it's CryEngine that like it just requires way too much work to get into like a good place.
Yeah.
Like, they had such a good thing that they fucked up royally. Like, so bad.
Alright, 1 second. I'm just gonna have to check on something real quick.
I think the worst sort of part about it is like they could have done something with it. They were in the position to do something good with Armored Warfare, but they just sort of fucked it.
Oh, yeah. Like, you just read the forums. There's so many good feedback on there. Like, hey, this is what we want. This is kind of where it needs to go. This is bad. Just fucking read that. That's all you need.
Yeah, like I think the big thing is like, have you actually gone back and read some of the old forum posts? I think that's the saddest part, going back and reading some of the old forum posts from like 2014, 2015.
I went on my rant, I got banned, and that was the last time I was on the forums.
But a lot of people actually had some pretty good ideas from back then as well, like where to go and what to do with the game.
People cared back then. Like, there's people playing, you could level. Like, now everybody's stuck at high end. Nobody wants to play 1 to 6, really. So, how are you going to get new people? You're not advertising. There's no development. There's no end game. You're stuck. You're done.
Yeah, exactly. And they just can't be bothered to go about and advertise as well. And like, well, then you're just accepting defeat at this point.
Or when they do, they put a fucking stupid event on that just kills it. Completely.
Their events are shit, man. Just likes them at all. I haven't seen a single event, except for boot camp event from all that time ago. That was a pretty good event, but beyond that, there's not many.
It's a good one. Like, I like global ops, don't get me wrong. It's too soon.
Mm.
It divided a population that was already hurting.
Yeah, definitely. Like, global ops, I think, would have been really interesting to sort of have maybe from day one, get people used to it, but it just sort of came in and already hurt the fractured game.
Like, I'm PvP biased myself anyway. I think they should replace PvE with global ops because it gives you the PvE feel. You're still earning, but it actually teaches you something with a little bit of PvP play. So if you played PvE your whole fucking career and you go into a PvP game, then you get shit on. And you're not going to know why, you're not going to have fun, and you're never going to play again.
Yeah.
Where global ops, you're actually shooting the odd random person too. You're learning.
Welcome back, Cosmo.
What do we got? Still no game.
Still
4 minutes into queue.
There's 26 people there. My God.
In one tier. Oh my god. Matchmaker, why do you do this to us?
Matchmaker's fucking shit.
The laptop's overheating.
Oh, there we are. Join the match. This will probably be my last game. But yeah, like, definitely, they sort of just need to, like, fucking figure out what they're doing with this shit, because it's getting annoying now. Like, I sort of want to see Armored Warfare succeed, but at the same time, it's like, you're just not doing anything right.
Alrighty. Well, we got a full game at least. That's nice. Just
And I'm in the garage again.
Are you oh my god.
What the fuck?
It's a good welcome back.
Welcome back. Here's a break.
Yeah, Jesus. Try maybe. Oh my god. Try deleting the cache thing, perhaps? Hey, Chris, how you doing? How's it going?
Are you proud of my tank choice, Jonathan? Are you not
Well,
depressed with me?
At least I don't have to kill you.
Look, it all depends on who can get more shots on target at that point.
No, that's a joke. That's a meme. It's you're basically killing Viking raid hide women. I didn't realize you grew a beard there, Chris. Why did everyone go C line? Like CB line?
Why not?
Immediately
Delete the
posts the beard. Yeah, like no one went south. What the fuck?
Look,
Oh, Aga raided. Oh shit.
if we're here to
Aga,
play, we
thank
might-
you.
We're here to play. We might as well meme.
I'm sorry. I was away for a moment there. No, there's going to be people who will go south handies. People always go south on this map. It's just that.
No, what I love is that we all
Oh my god.
people are stopping. So we've stopped our push north.
Okay, so you
boys.
guys are gonna screw up the north push as well.
Yes.
Well, we'll get decimated in south.
That's the strategy. It's a new and neat strategy. I've never heard of it before. It's where you go up north and you sit on top of the hill and you go.
Yeah, I'm surrounded here. So you guys better win hard because we're about to lose. We're dying really hard here.
Oh, we're dying down up here as well.
Great. Brought me some viewers. Hey! Thanks, Aga. How's your stream, man? I haven't seen you for a while. Well, to be fair, I haven't been streaming AW for some time here. Here. Say hi to Deviant. Deviant's here.
Hey, Aga. How are you?
No pressure on you, Deviant. How do I say? Oh my! I can't fucking
Deviant.
talk. No pressure on you. We're just all watching. Some raiders who will plow everything. Ho ho! Give us a Viking song, Chris. It was fun. New tanks are awesome. Nice.
I'm ready.
Yeah, the new tier 10 light tank is pretty cool. I actually like it quite a bit.
Do you like my new strategy, Cosmo?
Oh my god, are you?
No pressure. This is why you don't put pressure on me. I do stupid shit.
Hey, we're gonna find these cash files, Cosmo.
Wow. Okay. Wow, what did I ever do to you?
The premium tier 8. Oh! Already done before you said it.
I always get recorded for football. Every match.
And that's why we're the village bicycles. Because everyone's had a ride. Oh man.
Yes.
And before ban.
Yeah, I'm gonna restart my computer. I'll be right back.
Alright, good luck. Go. The Ascot is deadly. I haven't tried that, to be honest.
I haven't tried the Ascot yet either.
What is that? Is that the
That's
new
the
light
new
tank?
premium.
But
Yeah,
isn't it a premium light tank? Yeah. Yeah,
It's
okay.
a premium light tank, yeah.
Wait, I think that's what the Sorry players were playing in. Or one of the Sorry guys was playing in. I think it was STVDG or someone else.
Yeah, apparently it's like really, really strong. That would kind of help.
Maybe. I don't know. I think he got this.
Yeah, I good. I Gucci. God, fucking hit
Gucci.
the tracks. I'm dead.
Well, in traditional village bike style, you are being mounted by an enormously fat Brit. Reverse side scrape with the IS4 and World of Tanks. Lol.
Oh my God, that is incredible.
Oh, the last one is AFK Cope. Oh man. I'll let them figure that out. Let's back out. Nothing but quality content here. Am I right, boys?
That goddamn kill. How the fuck did that work? My God.
My God.
Mounted by the enemy. Okay, well, I'm going to hop off.
Fat Brit mounting. Oh, running solo here feels bad, man. All right.
Okay, well,
thanks for the games. I'll see you later.
See ya.
All handies, if you'd like, this is your opportunity. Your one chance.
I'm back, Cosmic.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll... There you go. Too late, handies. Cope's here. We're not dumping Cope.
Huh?
Handies wanted an invite and wanted me to dump Cope.
Who wanted this?
Handies.
I hate you, handies. Why do you do that to me? Why do you play me like that?
If he comes on, I'll back out and invite him.
Let's see if I can join.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It would be good, you know, actually playing the game.
Yeah. Here, we'll head into here so handies can join.
Wait. You're gonna need them because I probably won't be able to join.
Fucking hell, Fesa. On alleged U.S. election interference, don't care. Hey, Bernie16, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to Cosmic Nation. Sandy's gonna join the Discord? VoiceCom, come on. You should have permission, I think. That voice chat is so good. Content is many wows. I think Andy's dripping us a little bit here.
Your disc is being retarded.
I fucking hate you, handies.
Andy's, why are you so toxic, Andy's?
You can't have handies without the toxicity, because they go hand in hand. Hence why the handies.
Not a very, not a really winning combination there then.
Nobody likes a salty handy.
Well, clearly Coop does, so therefore I must be winning.
I don't know.
Didn't even say nothing to Coop. First thing he says, I hate you. See? He loves me.
Clearly. Clearly.
If you're not insulting your friends, you don't love them good enough.
You don't love them well enough? Oof.
Pretty much.
That's
If you
a
don't,
little mean there.
if you don't go meet up a friend and tell him to fuck off, one of the very first things you tell him to, these aren't good friends. True friendship is based off insults.
I'm already gearing up Cosmic for disappointment, so let's see if things
Well, we're
change.
joining a match right
wait,
now,
wait,
so
wait,
let
wait,
me know
wait.
how disappointed you are.
You are used to disappointment because you are a disappointment.
The fucking team kill you.
Go
Do
for
it.
it, man.
Do it! Can I help you, Cat?
Your cat's on a one-way ticket to Chinese food.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't think you have the balls for that.
Hey, man, waiting for players.
That's okay.
Look at
Cope's gonna
that.
die. Cope is gonna die like the first 3 minutes, because typical Cope.
Oh,
Why you gotta be so
battle counter.
negative?
No, this is not negative. This is fact. That is Cope.
No.
Either he drowns.
He's got a battle counter.
Either he
Yeah.
drowns.
He's got a
crashes
battle
into a rock,
counter.
Or
Yeah,
he
that was
goes.
the
I
negativity.
drowned in epic proportions, okay, when I do. I do it right. I don't
Yeah,
just
for 3
go
minutes.
in, I go all in.
Although the greatest drowning moment was by far Jungri, and then the other dude that followed him within 30 seconds. It was funny. Like, Cope will never top that. Famous last words is, I wonder if I can get it this way.
Not gonna lie, that was pretty good.
Where you going, city? Bridge?
No.
No idea. I don't know what my plan is. I don't have a plan. That way they can't figure out what my plan is. Rip something? Yeah, rip something indeed.
Cope's
All
about
right.
to go snipe in the chalet, tickle baddie.
I unplugged something that I shouldn't have unplugged.
Yeah, I am just driving straight. I glitched. I'm out.
You glitched?
Yeah, no, I'm just driving straight to the castle right now in the town.
It's okay, that's where we want you.
Yeah, and... Oh, guess who's back in the motherfucking garage? This guy.
Damn it.
This fucking guy. Alright, I'm done.
Cope needs to be dumped. He's like that extra baggage that you don't want.
Damn, dude, that's just mean. Hey, Ronald, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Cosmic Nation. Butt plug indeed.
I don't know if that's
Not a very
you,
nice
Dylan.
one, at least.
Again later, Mr. Cosmic, when I can actually play.
We won't see
All
Cope
right.
for like 5 weeks.
Good luck. Yeah, we don't see you for 5 weeks, and this is what you do to us.
I went on vacation.
Yeah, vacation always, it seems.
I was in the Dominican.
Like, you died, then came back. You know, you're not on vacation. You do this shit, like, every month. You're gone for weeks, then you really come back for a day.
Oh
then
my
you did
god,
this
I hate you, Warrior. Oh, and I missed that. That was bad. That was really bad play there.
Alright, peace out, yo.
shit. I gotta use them.
Okay. I thought he was gonna. Why'd you do that, Warrior? Oh, that hurts. That was bad. That was so bad. That shouldn't have happened there. Oh my god.
Identify target.
What happens when we get out of form?
No, wait, and it hasn't had 15 versus 15 in forever. Even 13 versus 13, we get 5 versus 5. We're great in those. Like, top dog.
Come on, one more peek.
Well, it also doesn't help that I'm playing with pretty much almost triple the ping I'm used to, so that's a little bit of an adjustment.
I only have 96 ping, so feels good, man.
Oh, I play with 50 on NA.
Oh, okay. I play with like 120 on NA these days, so hey, them out. Got 2 guys plus a Chally behind me. That's the problem.
That was Cope not dead.
I think that's the funny thing, that he's gonna like outlive us all.
Ow. Weasel, that was uncalled for.
Oh, hello there, LAV, who I would have totally. Oh no, it's fine.
Well, you could always just fall
Guy.
back and use him as bait.
So it appears. I kind of want to. I want this leopard here.
Identify. Hostile tank.
What's up, Rommel?
Identify. Hostile PC.
Alright, well.
Oh my god, the ping difference! Oh my
Target locked.
Dude, it's not that big of a big difference, man.
god. Okay, I fired, and then, like, after he died, his shell hit me. Even though, if that was an A, that would not have happened.
Right.
So, triple my ping is a big difference. Just because you don't see it, there is a difference.
Oh wait, that was a different weasel. What? Where's the other weasel that I've been chasing?
Probably the same one that shot me.
Alright, that leopard's still tracked. Is Spish still streaming? Good question. Good night, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the host, Aga.
Oh, Cope's about to get pushed. He's about to get pushed.
No,
take advantage of this. I'm about to take advantage.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, Chris. I feel like I would talk to you for a while, so. Yeah. Have a good night.
Oh, they really push it back into the middle? Why are they pushing back into the middle? Okay, weird.
Ah, Kingdom Come. How's that been? I haven't played that at all, but I've seen like a lot of cool videos about it. I'm splitting my attention between two things. Let me just focus on this. Alright, lucky number 777.
So excited. Oh, hello there.
Alright, I need help with this challenger here.
I'm not gonna be able to help you until I get rid of this XP tank.
Oh, you're mentioning your friend there. Okay. Oh, you finished GTA 5. Nice. Awesome. Stingray's down. Still afraid of this challenger. Like a two-shot.
Once his XP tank is done, I'll be able to
Okay,
push.
now I can just stick out, jump out.
Oh, the weasel's dead.
Oh, come on. Well, now this is a problem. Now I'm actually dead.
Now, if our warrior took his sweet ass time at all pushing this XP tank, I would have been there to help you, but he's scared. He's scared. He doesn't want to push. There's one guy to spot him for me.
Oh, it's down now, so you can go get that last thing. Oh my god, is that BVP really trying to cap? Why?
What was it?
Why would you do that? It's so bizarre. Like, seriously.
Oh my god. Well, I'm okay with taking a hit. Especially when he can't outturn me. Should have just stopped and started turning. It would have probably kept up.
Let me try and see if I could fix that. Oh, hey, maybe it worked now? Oh, yay, cool. Shit works. Okay. If anyone wants to play with us, by the way, on stream right now, hit me up. Link to my Discord down below.
It's a
If
trap.
you haven't already... It's a trap. Get the fuck out of here, Andes. And if you haven't already, I've got a link to my YouTube channel. I make videos on Armored Warfare, and I'm going to be branching out to some other things as well. Yeah. I guess in the meanwhile, I could just wait in queue.
Oh, yeah.
Games aren't dropping that quickly. Feels bad, man.
This is NA 2.0.
Basically.
If I had a Weasel High, I'd be playing that right now. You gotta get yourself a root cat. It's funny. It sprinters a light tank with AAV mobility. It is really agile. You don't pack too much of a punch. You have a decent pan for tier 5. Only do like 300 alpha though, but you got like 5-second reload. And your camo, you get 40s pretty easily. You have a lot of view range. And you're pretty low to the ground, surprisingly. It would be better though if the gun actually had a clip and not just single shot.
I need to finish this thing.
Too much.
Only like 3,000. Good night for Turkey. Good night indeed.
We have Gnosis on our team now.
Who we have? Oh, Gnosis.
Gnosis.
Okay. I don't see any sorry guys. I'm actually surprised. I would have expected them.
Good riddance.
Damn, dude!
I don't want him in the 8 vs 8 games, thank you.
Touche.
It's like,
That'd
it would
be
be
pretty-
like an A with the 5v5s, you know, platoon of us. It's the same thing. It's stupid. You ain't dealing with it unless you actually try. But why put effort in? Because that requires effort.
It does. That is true.
By the way, you probably won't see me much anymore anyways. I'm overnights now.
Oh, shit. Well, is this, like, time reasonable for you, or is this, like, at the limit?
Well, not full overnight. Like, I do get off, like, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So, mid-afternoons, I would have, like, a 5-hour stretch window where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready, I'm awake.
Because, like, weekends, basically, here's what's going to happen.
And I'm off on the
Realistically,
weekend, so.
Armored Warfare is impossible to stream on NA anymore.
Ever.
If it becomes possible, I'd be more than happy to stream it. But so long as that's the case, I can only stream on EU, and EU is basically 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern time on average. Sometimes it goes till 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's, like, what I can work with. So I'm going to be streaming Armored Warfare on weekends.
Just put it this way, I drive Monday through Friday 600 miles a night,
Yeah, that's pretty intense, man.
but it's 54,000 a year. So
Oh, not bad.
downside is my own vehicle, but you know, when you're getting like $3,400 alone in mileage a month minimum, you don't really care.
All right. Greetings.
And they all went the other
See
way.
you around. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that follow button.
So,
Catch me
I
maybe
don't-
tomorrow when I'm streaming, hopefully.
I don't know if I would advise you keep pushing out.
Well, the problem is I feel like we have to do something here.
They're all in the top right corner,
Yeah, they are.
and you are way faster than me. So the chances of me actually being able to cross that is pretty slim.
Well, if I go across, we might be able to go ahead and catch them. These guys might actually have the right idea. We might actually be forced to cap.
Well, we're gonna
Control
have to. Either they're gonna go to our cap or they're gonna rush back to stop their cap. And I want to know why the hell they nerfed the lower front plate in Mercado when its upper front plate is auto pen, pretty much. Like, what the fuck, Micom?
Because they can. Because they can, my friend.
Why do you nerf the only good thing the Mercado had going for it? And 25mm doesn't sound like a lot.
Here's the real problem.
Now
We
it's
don't have any
tenable.
vision.
We have the TV. He's our vision. Here, I'll go be vision for you. Well, when I get up there, that is. You know, my whole horrible.
They're counter capping, really?
They ain't gonna be able to counter cap. Here, I'll get up there and the hill.
Oh wait, shit! Just track them. Just fucking track them.
Don't blow smoke, you idiot! Maybe I'll see where they're coming from.
Oh fuck! I got hit from the side.
Well, they only have one guy on cap, so they're kind of fucking themselves actually.
Maybe, but so long as I'm here, I'm getting hit by people from both sides. God, can I hit something? Fucking hell, man. Oh, one of our guys got... No! They got off cap! And the other guy got killed. We lost. Alright, whatever. Oops. It was a rough one, regardless.
And their whole team kind of actually set up for it. Well, this is a game.
Basically.
People. And this whole package receive spam is retarded. They need to stop with that. I don't want it popping up.
I didn't do a single point of damage. Feels bad, man.
See you and like half the team.
2/3 of the team, actually. Everything
Half the team.
bounced.
4 people did 0 damage. And then one guy did 1 shot. Oh look, it's NA!
Oh my god.
No vision.
Yeah,
no
Handy's.
vision.
I'm sorry. It's like we've gotten to the part of the night where this Q's gonna be dead. I still haven't learned to hit a target. Wild, how have you been, man? It's been a long time.
Oh.
Hey, no bully.
What are you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? It might be fucked if that General Meister guy doesn't load in. It just tells you everything when they can't give her the same bug from EA. The oldest bug in the game still existing. Oh, but he loaded in. That just saved them. Only downside is that Snap will have camo. Not much, but no.
How have you been, Wild?
That little wolf has to get me up on this hill, though.
I got you, baby.
I'm fat and slow. And wow, I'm tall too. Like,
You're
giant
fat,
for
you're
you.
tall, you're slow.
Wow, why are you shooting at me and they rebalance? Okay, Leopard, are you really gonna make me turn myself?
Wow. I haven't heard from you for so long, man. I wouldn't even known. That's actually a bad position to be in. Alright, Ghost Shell. Hey, Lamau.
Identify targets. Hostile tank. Taking a target.
What? I wasn't. It didn't. Did they change the way the spotting thing works?
How did I not track him and he tracked me and I shot a strip wheel up into the strip wheel? Okay. Fuck you, game. That's not how this fucking works.
No pen. Oh boy.
Oh, now our tier 9 actually wants to.
Yeah, now our tier 9 does something, but will be enough.
Why is he pushing him that way?
Oh, I got an easy shot on him at least.
Okay, and that's somehow. This fucking leopard, dude. He's gonna let me take all the fucking hits because he's fucking scared to do anything. And then he turns around.
Yeah.
Instead of going towards this guy, he turns around. Oh my god, dude.
Beautiful. I'm about. Yeah, I'm like dead here. Jesus Christ. Same shit, different day. Your phone is on Discord. They always send you a message.
How do I track myself? Okay, I'm dead.
I haven't seen you on Discord in forever, man. So like, I'm surprised you're even around.
Wanna buy a fucking tier 9 leopard at all, ever.
Fair. I avenged you.
Took him 3 years to get there. He turned around, turned back around, then turned back around to go that way. What was the point of that?
I'm gonna turn around so I don't go like out in the open.
Oh, he's on the cap. Oh, he wasn't on the cap. Which means he's just heading south more. Or into the. Oh, or he's gonna go down the 8 line. What is this leopard do? Dude, he's clearly not on the cap. What are you doing? This leopard, don't put faith in him. He is, special.
No, he's not gonna help me. This is a 1v1 right now.
And that scent will kill you in one hit.
Yeah, well, this is basically lost, so. rough, but sometimes that's just how it is. Maybe I can
Like
make him make a mistake by having him think that I'm on cap. Or
Yeah,
know
like
that
this
I'm on
leopard
cap.
had the chance to go kill the scent if he was, because I thought he was going to do that when he turned around to go out. Then he didn't kill the scent when he had the chance. Instead, he comes up to the leopard. It's too indecisive.
Fair enough, Wild. Oh my god, how the fuck did he go out and guess that the scent would be there? He's gonna still
He
get
didn't.
killed though.
Oh, with this leopard, who knows? Oh, also to help the scent isn't playing very good either. His scent's
Well, I've
trying
been
to go
playing
for the head.
I've been playing VR chat lately too. Hey, Lamau.
How do you? Okay, leopard. How do you miss a scent at that range? How? How do you?
Great question.
I'm watching the worst 1v1 I've ever seen. This scent is literally backing up in a straight line. Not trying to maneuver at all to defensively. But this leopard is missing at that range.
That kind of hurt me physically. You know what, guys? Let's take a peek at Q once more. I think it's going to be kind of shutting down here. To be real honest.
Oh boy, Hawan leveled up. How much damage did Leo do?
Just take a quick peek.
Wow, that Leo, half his damage came from that scent.
There's still stuff, but it's... I don't know. I think I'm done for the night, so I'm going to go ahead and...
Wow.
Let's give some thanks to everyone who deserves some thanks.
Not Cope.
Oh, man, guys. And we're going to raid someone. Let's see. Really quickly, though. Go ahead and just do one thing here. And that is... There we go. Thank you for everyone who followed and is new. Thank you for Andy's stopping by. All my other moderators. And yeah, let's go ahead and say hi to someone different. How about, let me send you guys to something completely different. All right?
Star Wars thing, really?
Yeah, dude, why not? Let's see. Let's go to dashboard, and I think we're gonna say hi to Magic Kappa. This is probably gonna be utter cancer for people, but we'll see. What do you guys think?